scale
No, who
eels.
gives a fuck?
Farm stone scale
It's old school
eels.
shit, right? It's not a big
Plague
deal. I
bloom.
don't even want anything
Farm
more than
plague
anyway.
bloom in western and eastern
I just wanna
plaguelands.
see it.
Just run circles around with your raptors and kodos.
I don't care who. What the fuck? I was disconnected.
There's no Silithus portal.
Actually, there is.
There is.
Really?
Dre, if you want to add, it's just Pred Razor pound 1339.
I don't know how to do anything on retail, dude.
So I'm gonna start a legacy raid group that's just called Grobulus. Be up in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
No, wait. That one, I think I can do that. I think we figured this one out last time. Hold on.
Yeah, that's just adding somebody as friend. I think you would have to be part of the same battle group in order for me to see that. But if we're friends, I can join you, I believe. What? Oh, I don't want that shit.
Well, it doesn't let me look for specific dungeons.
No.
Pre-made groups, here we go. I can't find a group in the legacy raid.
Just
No.
type in the filter thing like Grob, and it'll pop up.
No.
Yeah.
Is that under custom or is there?
I did legacy.
Oh. Okay. If you get a request from somebody called Obatoasi, that's me. Alright.
Where is Rag?
Yo. What Encourage is levels 40 to 60? At levels 16 to 17? What? How does game make sense?
No idea, man. Oh man, I like that name, Poom Darren.
Yeah, I might just get retail. I might just download it just so I can fly around on my druid.
Yeah, good luck actually flying around.
Rasp, I'll send you a picture of my druid in retail. I think it's like probably the best gear set or whatever it is in that, and oh my gosh, man, it looks fucking so badass.
I can't believe what they did to my fucking weapons, dude.
With the Binding of Sargeras helm, like, or the freaking cloth over his eye like Illidan, and then he's got the entire dungeon and a half set.
Oh, it's like
the
mine. Actually, hold on. I'll send you a picture of it. Mine's like actually one of the. I can't recall what year that it was, but it's one of the like PvP ones.
Wow, retail is pretty as shit, dude. Jesus Christ.
Isn't it though?
What happened to the bear? God damn.
Definitely fucked it up.
There's like horde encampments everywhere. We've got fucking level 60 elite Cochrane Demolisher in the Barrens?
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff.
Well, they made a lot of places where you phase, So like when you start off and you're like level 10 kind of thing, you're still running through the barrens, but then once you hit like 40, you can go back and it's a whole nother zone, and you see it differently as if it's progressed through the years kind of thing.
Oh, they fucking phase it all. Interesting.
Yeah.
You have
Rasp,
to be
if you
friendly
look in
with lobbies
general chat,
with them.
you can see my druid, man.
Bale, is there something I need to do? Switch teams? I thought I could find your groups on this guy. That's how I did last time.
Are you looking in legacy raids?
Here, I will stream so you can see.
That's cool, but I have no idea what that's from. That's got to be after maybe Legion or the new one.
Yeah, it's one of the PvP.
I didn't
Like
play.
you had to get a rank or something for it, from my understanding.
Congrats, you found it.
I swear I was doing that already.
It's kind of cool. You look like an owl.
Yeah, it's actually.
Are you a night elf?
I'm a night elf moonkin, but I got the thing that makes it so I could stay in regular form. So it's kind of interesting because when I turn into moonkin, I don't know if you can see that thing in the bottom left-hand corner. There's like a bunch of like I don't know, particle effects that are hitting the ground. It's like stars that are hitting the ground, and it's all around my character. It's pretty awesome.
So while you're flying in, try and take off any kind of passive stuff that may end up damaging or reflecting or be like a thorns or immolation aura. It may even be better just to take off most of your gear.
I've only got 930 health. So.
No, not you. Most of the people that we invited were all at the new level cap.
Yeah, I turned off my lightning shield. Oh shit! Where the hell am I going?
Quit in vanilla Dre? So you only have a 60?
No, I quit in Wrath. This is my highest level. Well, I came back and I leveled up Mage to 90, but it was boring. So I quit.
Should have a level 110 boost.
I'd never use that shit. I don't believe in it.
Is Coconut one of you guys or a friend?
Coconut? I don't know who that is.
Alright.
Man, where the hell was I going? I went completely not the direction I needed to be.
Holy shit, 1,000 needles. What's that for?
Don't believe you know you.
That's unflooded.
Wait till you hit Silithus. It blew my fucking mind.
Wait,
Initially.
Trey, is this your first time seeing like this platypus in WoW?
I flew over it once, but I didn't really pay much attention. So yeah, kinda. I never played it, yeah.
Definitely fucked up everything.
I can tell. I saw the barons ripped in half.
That thing was a bad episode, I'll give him that.
Oh shit. Somebody's... Is Bale the one? Hitmonchan?
His name is Hitmonchan, like the Pokemon?
That's a pretty dope name, by the way.
I'm assuming. That's why I was trying to confirm. I just noticed he was on Darkspear. It's one of my old servers.
What did they do to my fucking weapon, dude? Oh my god.
My retail druid's name was Crit and Chicken because he was a boomkin.
Crit and Chicken? Man. See how close you are to actually getting here, Dre. Oh, okay, you're just about here. I'm waiting to hear your response for Silithus.
I'm gonna have to wait to check you guys later.
Thus far, it looks exactly the same. Let's keep moving, see. I can't even pull that up from chat for some reason.
Actually, you may not be able to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like the same old vanilla Silicus to me so far.
Really?
You know what? He probably doesn't have BFA, so
I
it
do
probably
not.
is. It probably is the old one still for him.
Oh. Okay.
No, no.
It
Does
should change. It should change. Yeah.
is the big ass sword that's like the size of the
No,
world up
I
in the
just
world?
I just wanted him to see it. Didn't want to.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't see anything.
Hey Dre, bitch, won't fly through that hurricane.
What that
All
thing
right.
is.
A dust tornado.
That doesn't make any sense though. If he has classic, then he has Legion.
I don't
That's
have Legion.
how it goes.
Why would I have
Hey.
Legion?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It comes with it.
I didn't.
See,
I
didn't get
never
Legion
bought
either.
Classic.
I never bought Legion, but I can still have 110 Twinks. Like,
Yuri, if you oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry,
Wait.
I was gonna say I don't know. I never
How
bought
can
it,
you play
so.
classic and not have Legion because it comes together?
Because I bought Classic when it came out, so I never bought
Yeah.
Classic the second time around.
But Legion comes with it. It doesn't matter. I bought classic. But
I didn't- I
buy
don't
have
Legion
Legion either.
with
I didn't buy Classic. I haven't I haven't paid for anything for World of Warcraft other than the monthly sub since Wrath of the Lich King.
Well, Dre, if real quick, if you look on, I shared my screen with you or whatever it is. You can see the big fucking sword that we're talking about.
Holy shit! Look at that.
Yeah,
Is that
it's like
Sargeras'?
oh, I don't recall which one it is.
yes,
It's one of the
that
raid
is
guys.
Sargeras. It's Sargeras who stabbed the world before he was sucked into whatever the fuck.
So that's why I was like wondering if you were able to see it because it fucking does a huge, like as you can see, really cool fucking particle effect and shit.
Yeah, no,
It's like
I got
dead.
You
I
got that
no-
time dragon.
Do we know Mary Puffin?
I don't know.
All right.
Who that is, man?
All right. I'm gonna remove him.
I don't see a Mary Puffin in raid.
Taladeth. Oh, maybe I invited that guy accidentally as well.
You guys are on the bed.
See you, dude.
All right. I think we got everybody here but Thago Miser. Is Thago Miser in our group or?
All right. Am I in a different? Did you go in the?
Yes,
raid?
we're inside. We're looking at the trash.
God damn it,
Oh, I went
Bat.
into 10 man one. I'm an idiot. Which one's the is the
You
40
go to
man on the
you
one
go
on
to
the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the east
okay.
side. So like the first trash pool is this obsidian eradicator. We'll have the hunters pop in their mana burn shots and warlocks as soon as he drains mana from the raid. You're gonna spam drain mana spell. No DPS really, but until he does his first drain mana, you can DPS lightly. After he's dead, we have another 4-pack of Anubisath. Kind of got to figure out what priority they have. I'm going to go ahead and kill this first guy so we can engage the Anubisaths. You can put on Detect Magic on each of these Anubisath, and if like they are, if they reflect Detect Magic, then that means they're Arcane immune. That's what some of them can be. So I'm going to figure out what they are. We have Healing. We have Fire and Arcane Reflect. We have Thunderclap. And also Shadow Storm. So that's really bad because Thunderclap and Shadow Storm, one of them does a lot of AoE damage close range, and the other one does a lot of AoE damage far away. So pretty much what we would do is we'd all stack on the Shadow Storm one, and we would kill the Healing, and then we'd kill the Arcane and Fire Reflect, and then we'd kill the Shadow Storm, and then we'd kill the Thunderclap last.
Why? So why do we do it in that order?
Because the Healing one, you want to kill that one quicker. So it doesn't really do a lot of raid damage, but it does mean that you're focusing DPS. So because you're focusing DPS, it doesn't really mean that much. Also, you can kind of ask the rogues to stop what they're doing and put on wounding poison, which should be able to do some wounding debuff, I believe.
Do they all 4 pull?
Yeah, you need 4 tanks and backup tanks in case one tank dies, and you kind of just gotta tank them in separate spots, kind of like in a 4 corners strategy usually.
And then the raid just swoops. And then the raid just moves between them, as Bale would be calling, because he'll be able to identify it most comfortably, most quickly.
So like one of them is Arcane Reflect, so I'm not sure if when you put Detect Magic on that one, if it would reflect back and pull the other 3 and 4.
Okay, I see how you're seeing it. The little buff or whatever it is that's on them says mending and whatever else.
Yeah, it's just like in Blackwing Lair, those dragons.
Yeah, I'm not usually, I'm healing typically, so I don't really see those. What is it? I guess buffs would be considered as on them.
Okay.
Usually.
So for these, we'll have to kill them in a predetermined order, and it's random what their buffs are each time, right?
Yep, it's a fucking coin flip. So what I'd do is I'd have everybody stack up on X, because that's the Shadow Storm. So wherever we pull him, I'll just say everybody get on top of X, because he won't do any Shadow Storm damage to anybody that's more than 20 yards away from him. And we have to absolutely tank Thunderclap.
Closer than 20 yards? You said you're going to have everybody stack on the guy with Shadow Storm, because he won't do damage to anyone more than 20 yards away. You mean closer than 20 yards away?
Shadow Storm has a range of 20 to 40 yards.
Okay, so you have to be at least 20 yards away to get hit.
Right.
Okay.
And we have to absolutely tank the Thunderclap one further away. And because we're killing the fire and Arcane Reflect, that means mages will have to use Frostbolt, and warlocks will have to use Shadowbolt as their DPS.
Okay, so for these particular mobs, we kill Shadow last, because when you kill a mob, the other mobs get the buff that the mob you just killed had, right?
I would say we need to kill Thunderclap last, because that is the guy that's going to be Thunderclapping and Shadowbolting at the same time.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, makes sense. We good here?
Yeah, I think we can kill them all now and go. There's 2 more trash pools before another one of these packs. So I think we can pull these 2 Eradicators before then. They're the same thing, where we just mana drain. So here, I'm going to let this next one do a full patrol. So I want everybody to watch this guy's patrol path as it goes all the way around this thing. So you got 2 or 3 minutes to watch.
Quick question. So all of the Scenarian circle patterns, those are all going to be released and available to track?
Not all of them, no. Only the Sandstalker.
Sandstalker's already out. The only thing that's gonna be coming is enchanting shit.
The nature resistant glaive. So he just walks in a circle around the plaza and then comes out into the middle of the courtyard conveniently for us to pull.
Yeah, I believe we can pull him when he's at this location. I think because you'll shoot him and then he'll start walking across the middle, and I believe this will be far enough away. So here, watch. I'll be okay, Yabatuzi, get ready to pull the Annihilator, Eradicator. I'll be okay, shoot him now. And I think we can get him at that point.
Would it make sense that when he's up top to grab the 4 dudes there and pull them out here?
We could tank him on the stairs. We absolutely could. I don't think that if people are tanking them right here at the bottom of the stairs, I'll go ahead and mark myself somehow.
Yeah, maybe I'm not making sense, but I mean when he's up top right? Like away, basically behind the boss in his pathing, that you could grab the 4 dudes like this guy.
You could, but here's the concern, right?
DPS.
Because well, you're talking about trying to speed it up, just so there's less dead time. Problem is, so say you pull these 4 guys, you're not gonna kill them in the time it takes them to go from behind the boss down to the stairs. So,
No, but that's what I mean is like you would have your Yabatuzi guy shoot him, and keep your raid team in here.
right, I hear you, but so
Does that make?
so once
But I
he
mean, I
be-
get you.
once he begins to pat back toward the boss, we have to wait for him to do a full pat again before we pull him. So it seems like it'd be fastest to just pull the 2 things that walk around, and then pull the 4 in front of them. That just seems making more sense to me.
And if you pull them way back and one of them happens to be a shadow, the whole raid's going to be shadows until it gets all the way back there. So it's pulling them back is kind of ill-advised.
There's also like a zone-wide mana drain as well as the zone-wide shadow.
Does the shadow thing shoot through the wall or no?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It's like who runs Poison Dwelling. There's no, you cannot be. If you're within 20 to 40 yards, you get hit by it.
I
I'm
gotcha.
Gonna
I
go
just
ahead and kill this thing.
No, I hear
you'd
you.
be like team back here or whatever it is, and just Yabatuzi would grab it and then come back here. But I get what you're saying.
Like we could put like potentially position 1 tank on each of these corners of the stairs, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you talking so you could grab the second one when it came down right after the first one?
I'm saying like we could have. It's hard to ping it, like whiteboard it.
No, I see what you're saying now. Basically a tank where I'm at up here in the corner,
Yeah,
and then you'd have another tank down here.
and vice versa on the
tank in here.
right
you
side.
Don't think that the guy tanking right here would end up pulling?
I don't think so. I
Oh,
think
right
it's a
here.
pretty far aggro range.
Something.
you should be able to gauge it from the other room when you come in terms of aggro range. Can you use that as a basis?
Like right where diamond is to let's see, cross. That is just 40 yards. Like that's healer range. Here I'm out of healing range. I'm in healing range. It's that far, 40 yards.
You want to see if we can position these guys? Or is that
Sure.
Is that
Yeah,
how you're
let's-
gonna want to do it. Is that what we're gonna want to do?
So probably what we would do is have like Uncle take the second from the left, Juggernaut take the second from the right, Dre you take the far right, and Spig take the far left. And then we'd have Dre and Spig pull them close to the raid, and Uncle and Juggernaut take them kind of like out here in the middle, because there's no way they're going to tank them right next to the boss. They're going to move a lot, but they could be like along these broken chipped rocks.
And then what? We bring ours back here. Or
Yeah, at the bottom of the stairs. You tank them on left and right sides of the stairs.
It's a lot of movement. If the guy on the far left or the guy on the far right is Shadow Bolt, we're getting smacked. That just is what it is.
No. Then we have the whole raid move. I mean, that's how you got to
Have
do.
to be
Everybody
ready.
has to be ready to move.
Gotcha. Okay. You want to see what these guys? Do you have detect magic? Is that how you?
You have to get in combat with them before Deadly Buff Mods puts it on. But so what we'll do. We'll have Oba. You'll take up square like right here. If you can, I don't know if you don't have a taunt, do you? Never mind.
No. If I shock him with anything, it might kill him.
So we have Pacquioli. You have a taunt, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you'll taunt square and just keep him right there, and then Rag, you keep him at the Uncle Tangy position here, and then Poondarin, can you get circle and just taunt him like right over here where Diamond is? All right. Go ahead and taunt Pacquioli. So I got Shadow on the far right. So this is where the raid needs to be stacked. There's also a Thunderclap on the right side, so they need to be killed last. Then we would want to kill Fire and Arcane first. So it should go triangle, circle, moon, and then box. Because you want to kill Thunderclap last. It's the worst mob from what I remember.
What about the Mortal Strike guy over here on the left, the circle dude?
Mortal Strike is bad, but is not nearly as bad as the AoE ones, because the AoE does worldwide or raid-wide damage.
Yeah.
It's definitely the third hardest, I'll say.
So is it essentially 5 potential debuffs, I guess?
There's like
Shadow,
9 of them.
Thunderclap. Oh, really?
Yeah, we haven't even seen Thorns. We haven't seen Knockback. We haven't seen the other one, Frost and Shadow Immune.
Mana Drain.
We got Mana Drain. Mana Drain is on Diamond right now. So that's where... Oh, no, we didn't see Mana Drain. We only saw a Shadow Storm. So does anyone have like any different rotation on how... Like, I think this is probably the 3 worst. Thunderclap, Shadow, and Mortal Strike. Does anyone have a different way to kill them?
So what's your suggestion?
I personally haven't heard of anything.
So you would kill Fire Arcane first.
Mortal Strike.
Ugh.
Mortal Strike, and then I'd kill Shadow, so that the raid is already stacked in Shadow. You want to kill Shadow, and then you kill Thunderclap. And I think there is a dead zone at exactly 20 yards. So it's a lot of positioning, and like you can really refine it, and you won't take Thunderclap or Shadow Storm.
These guys don't have a cleave, do they? In front
No,
of them?
I don't believe so. No, they just have these wacky, ridiculous abilities, and they're not like Domo's ads where they give you like a 10-second window to kill 2 of them. Once one is dead, the others all instantly full heal.
They full heal,
Yes.
like, right? Alright.
So, out of curiosity, so what you're saying is each time you come in here, whatever these buffs are going to be different and random on each one. So how do you, like, is it just going to be determined that, like, that tanks are going to know every time to go, I don't know, I'm just using this example, that Shadow goes here right away, and then just,
No,
I guess...
So what we'll do is we will determine, each of our tanks will know this is your positioning and this is your mob, and each of the tanks will take their mobs to that position. The raid will have to be aware enough to move to the one with shadow damage, or whatever.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, real quick. Can you damage one of these guys and then I'll kill him? Or I'll kill somebody else.
Yeah, kill the triangle. Yeah.
Kill triangle or triangle.
He's dead.
He's dead. Alright,
So that instantly healed them all, and they now all have Fire and Arcane.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. So then we would kill.
Circle, the Mortal Strike. Because all the raids stacked on Shadow, you kill Circle. They're all instant healed, and now they all have Fire and Arcane and Mortal Strike. So a lot of big healing would be going out on Pacchioli right now. Then we'll kill the Shadow Storming. And now you just got to nuke down the last guy. I don't even know if you want to send in the melee at that point. When you have Shadow Storm and Thunderclap going, you probably just want to rely on your Warlocks and Hunters to try and get that last guy down. I mean, Thunderclap, you can like pop your nature protection potions, and you'll be good to go.
Trying to see if I can find
So this guy has...
If you guys need people to damage things, let me do it, because I won't kill shit. So I'll be able to split this guy.
Yeah, that's why I asked you to do it the same way.
So I believe this guy, you can get on your regular mounts, and you can get halfway up the stairs as a range damage dealer. Basically, we're going to split the range damage half left, half right, like, odds left, even right. We'll have probably 6 people that are basically out of the fight at 85% because they have to stand on the left and right platforms for multiple clones of the Prophet. I don't know who's going to be in the raid at that time, but we just got to assign like 2 warriors and 1 rogue to sit in a location. I think we can go up here without aggroing him, and I can show you like the locations where they spawn.
Well,
Aggroed him.
We tried. So here, I guess, just if people want to come over towards where Diamond is, this is where the right platform spawns. He's like right on this little line that crosses in between these 2 squares. He spawns right at here. And so how it works is his mechanic, he's trying to Earthshock everybody because nobody's melee attacking him. And that's why you have 3 people on each side. No, it doesn't. Okay, now that you're attacking him, he's stopped his Earthshock. You can see that. He's trying to like mind control us, and that means you got to polymorph him. So I want to show people the other side, the left platform. Here's where he just teleported. So yeah.
Well, yeah, he's considered humanoid. You can polymorph him?
No, you have to. So he has a spell called True Fulfillment. It like makes people do like 800% damage in normal, and all mages just have to immediately like polymorph as soon as they can. Just stop doing anything and polymorph that guy, or he'll wreck the healer's mana even more so than Prophet's AoE Arcane Explosion.
which I haven't seen him use yet.
No, that's because I think we're just kind of like immune to it. He's prioritizing his Earthshock, more or less.
Yeah, I have something that absorbs a bunch of damage, though. That's probably why. I'm not gonna see it.
I did my lowest damage ability just
Oh,
to see
shit.
what would happen, and this happens.
So it's mind controlled.
So please
Yeah,
don't.
No, I'm not. It says damage is increased by 300%. All spells cast instantly.
I
All
thought it was
resistance
800. It basically like 2 shots people, because there's all the cloth that's up on the balcony split up. It's basically range DPS that really carry this fight. And Melee's job is to pummel, kick, basically make sure something is being tanked at all times. Otherwise, they just spam Earthshock and instantly wipe the raid. Besides that, for the 75 and 50% splits, you kill the ads, and then at the final 25% split, you kill the boss. You can kind of see which boss has mana if you use Viper Sting and 2 rounds of mana drain to start off the fight.
Okay, so
Does he spawn or teleport to any other places but those 2 platforms? I thought he like came up here at some point in time.
He'll teleport to the middle, so there has to be 1 main tank and a rogue in the middle, and he will teleport to the left and right platform.
Okay. So it sounds like you're splitting up your raid team, or your raid team just kind of like running to each one of the platforms, I guess? Is that how it's working?
Yep, we'll have 1 tank and 1 DPS warrior on each platform and 1 rogue on the platform. They can generally move around like 85% after the initial volley of the fight, because he splits at 75%, and that should be plenty of time to run, like 20 yards from the middle to where they need to be tanking.
I'm going to take a quick screenshot here, and then I'll open up Paint.
Thank you, Tara.
The full true, whatever the hell that shit is called. Something fulfillment. So you know exactly what it says.
It's about a 20-second cooldown. Every 20 seconds, somebody's getting mind controlled.
Yeah.
Like I have deadly boss mods going, and it's a 20-second timer.
You look in general chat, that's what the stuff is.
Next time I go fishing, I want deadly bass rods, though. Right.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
ready to move on to the next trash packs unless anybody else wants to do something with profit.
Curiosity. The thing that says there that it says all resistance is increased by 298. Is that also possible that he's gonna resist sheep, whoever that is?
Yeah, that's why I was saying every mage has to stop what they're doing and focus polymorphing.
Yeah. Is there like would it make sense to have a sort of like priority type thing so people aren't just smashing the heck out of it if like one breaks or whatever? Or do you think they should all just be hitting it? Because I guess the thing would be is that if it's every 20 seconds and everybody like I don't know what is the cooldown on polymorph? Is it 30 seconds in order for it to
0.
cast it again?
You can cast it again instantly. It's a good spell.
Okay.
S-
Gotcha.
So at that point, I'd tell people that if you want to save your tokens, you stop getting rep from trash at neutral, and you can only turn in tokens at that part forward because everybody starts out hatred. So for these packs, you kill the mind control person first and put your off tanks on the guardians. The guardians do a knockback, I believe. Any questions about the next trash pool? Oh,
You guys
where
went down,
is
right?
everybody? Yeah, we're going down into the tunnels.
Yeah.
I just want to stay. Range DPS carries every fight.
Yeah, from here on out, range DPS is pretty much carrying.
So this is just like a mini scarum, I'm assuming.
Yeah, MK, we're pretty much great.
Yeah. Or BIS.
Okay, so boys.
It's just trash. You just gotta have 3 tanks. We have to and get ready for 5 tanks. There's gonna be 5 tank pools coming up.
Wait, how do you have a fucking Karaji tank?
Out of curiosity, do you have to fight this guy? Are you
Yeah.
able to just
Yep.
LOS and go
Nope,
down here?
he will aggro you. As soon as you
Oh,
walk,
interesting.
I think it's at the bottom of the stairs, they start to aggro, I believe.
Oh, okay. So there's like a threshold that you run across and they
You're just-
come and attack. Okay.
Great. Where did you get the mount?
Yeah, I've had it for a while. It's not
There's
first
lots
thing.
on the trash.
Oh, you bastard. I want that so bad.
Do you have to split these guys right here? This brainwasher and stuff?
You ideally would, because the brainwasher will fear and mind control, I believe.
I already hate this dungeon. This is such a long hole.
So coming up, you have to tell people to wait when they get to the spiral staircase because there are patrol, and there's the patrol right there. And these guys, when they die, they spawn into like 30 small guys that need to be AoE'd. So do not kill each one at the exact same time because then you have 60 small guys, and it can easily lead to a long wipe recovery.
Yeah. Be prepared to have this area for you to die quite a bit. Because there's a particular part coming up soon that a lot of people die at, and it's a long fucking run back, unfortunately.
So here
They're
comes
coming down here.
Yep, here comes the patrol. So we got to make sure our hunters know to pull the warriors a little bit further back. Then after
Pull
this,
all the way up here.
no, you can tank them right here. This is a good spot. I'm just gonna go ahead and aggro them so I can.
Free spot right here. Okay.
Yeah, and then down that way is the Sartura, the easy boss, but we'll definitely 100% go for Bug Trio, which is the harder bosses from after Scarum. So as you see, they're spawning into smaller stuff. It's not really too much to explain.
Oh, never mind. It's past. I thought it was chitin.
So here we have a 4-tank fight. Yeah, Sartura goes down that hole, but we're not going there. We're gonna take everybody to the Bug Trio. They have better loot than Sartura, and they're harder. So people gotta just focus up and pop more consumes. They can also be reset if we see too many tanks or healers are dead. So pretty much what we do is kill the brainwasher first and tank the guardians on the side of the wall. 'Cause I'm not sure if the Guardians knock up or not. I'm gonna have to. I want to check the Sarturo trash if they have the same name.
Like on this side of the wall or what?
Yeah, they should. They should. The tanks should tank the Guardians facing the wall because they do knock up. They are a knock up kind of mob.
Is it possible to put them over here so they knock, like they don't actually knock you up? They just hit you into this thing right here. See what I'm
Usually
talking
you
about?
wouldn't pull them that close because then the ranged DPS can't like put anything on them. That's where actually you'd pull like the Brainwasher is closer to the raid so that there's less travel time for the melee DPS to get on it. So you'd like Hunter pull the Brainwasher, maybe Earthshock it or something, counterspell to get it closer to the raid. That's where your high threat tank like Blaine or Juggernaut would tank it, and then you'd have your other 3 tanks pick those up. And then you kind of stay in this room for the next trash, and it's the same as this, but there's one more Brainwasher added.
Sounds like it's been a long time here, but it sounds like the trash from hell.
Yep. Now, basically, you just tell your shamans put down Tremor Totem. Like, Strength Earth Totem does no good for the rest of the dungeon. So you'd pull the left track first, and then the right pack second. That's how it would go. And basically, you just assign 5 tanks now. You don't exactly need that many tanks for the Guardian.
You saw that aggro. I'm level 80. You saw that aggro raise, dude.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to stay the fuck out of this room.
No, you pull all the trash back to the spiral staircase for this stuff, and you just have like Yaba or End Blades pull them back.
Yeah. Hunter pull.
And to make sure your hunters are assigned to a tank. So like when you say, Dre, you're tanking square, then you make sure that End Blades pulls to Dre.
It looks like the Brainwashers can also use shadow damage stuff. It looks like their Mind Flay does, or they have
Yep.
Mind Flay, I should say.
Yes, they do. So the Guardians knock back, and the Brainwashers Mind Flay, Fear, and Mind Control.
Okay, so they're basically priests, shadow priests, essentially.
Oh, yeah, I didn't make that comparison, but yeah. I guess any other questions about this trash? Go ahead and kill him then. Or what's that, Drunkle?
Like place that you would wanna
Yes.
kill them?
No, you actually have the Mind Flayers. You'd probably have one around here at the bottom of the ramp, and the other one around this chest. So like at the opening of this cave, and then you'd position the Guardians where they have been being killed. So like far over here, I believe. Most people at like the bottom of the stairs, they can like, what do you call it? They can heal. So you can kind of see if I'm standing here, Pacioli, where would the healers need to be standing? That's within 40 yards of this. I'm Diamond.
Right around here would be ideal.
Yep, right at the bottom of the stairs. They can stand there.
And there's not going to be any guys pulled up here like you did a second ago?
No,
or would there
no,
be? Okay.
that's a bad idea. So
I
that
don't even know why I went up.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I guess you don't want to be pulled into that room that's on the far end, I guess, or feared into that opposite room, I guess.
So I'm gonna let you guys all come in here, but there's not really much else. We do the same thing with the next pack. So kind of how I imagine this pool going is the hardest way to do it. All right, we'll kill this real quick, and then we'll talk about the boss. So the hardest way is obviously to kill Skull last. That is the hardest way. I think ideally for our first week, we'll probably kill him first. So, and we'll kill the healer. This guy will fear people. So people that are not actively tanking square, you need to use the Berserker Rage so that you can pick up the boss. All these bosses can be taunted. The X boss is the one that will do a knockback. It's really annoying because you can end up dying just from fall damage because you didn't anticipate getting knocked up 40 yards in the air. Skull will do the poison volley. That's why I feel like he should die first on the first few weeks. And because Square is just an interrupt rotation, all you got to do is make sure you're kicking and interrupting it. I don't think we have any undead rogues, but if we did, that is ideally where you would assign them because she will fear and then drop aggro on people. I noticed in the latest patch notes they updated fear so that if enemies are feared, they're not going to still be attacked. And that was something I remember. If you're feared, you won't get attacked anymore from vanilla.
I have a quick question. On school, you said they knock you back and knocks you up like 40
X,
yards in air or whatever, right?
X will. Yeah.
X roll, yeah, whatever. All right, so is the whole entire raid going to attack it, or could you just have all of the mages attack it? Because if only the mages attack it, you could completely negate the whole fall damage thing.
No, you can't. You can't have just mages attack it. You have to have healers healing the tank, and you have to have hunters attacking it, and you got to have your warlocks attacking it too.
So Vem attacks anybody inside
get
of
where
it, is what you're saying, correct?
Well, you get where I'm coming from. Like we can blink and completely negate fall damage.
I do, and that isn't worth the kill speed. All these guys, they heal up to full after one person dies. They kind of go over and eat his body, I believe, and then they heal to full, and they go back to attacking the person that they had threat on.
His power.
So the only one that enrages them is Vim, the X one. Each of them do have a death mechanic. So Skull's death mechanic is he does a poison AoE, kind of like the ghouls and Scalaments, where they die and they leave a big poison cloud where they die. X, his death mechanic is he enrages everybody else. So you usually want to kill him either last or second to last. And Square's death mechanic is he spawns like 20 ads, kind of like those patrols that we killed. Any other questions?
So the order would be Skull, Box, X.
It could be any order or different loot table, but
Right.
it's the easiest.
That would be the easiest way. I would say that we should go for a medium way for the 2 or 3 weeks to try and get some resist gear. Yeah, the Skull Xbox, because there's a lot of resist gear from
Out of
Square.
curiosity, how much damage are you thinking that when he enrages or whatever it is for the medium way? Like, how much damage are you expecting the other guys to do at that point in time?
It would only be the one left standing. But I'd imagine, what, a 30 to 50% damage increase from an enrage?
It's 150%.
Oh, fuck.
You
Yeah,
you
you're
basically
gonna be-
pop your cooldowns at the start of the fight and then save it for the last guy.
Sounds like you're going to be getting crushed.
Bond off a Kree. I got disconnected again.
So we're doing it this way to get rogues some nature resistance?
And yeah, and shadow resistance too.
There we go. Okay.
And I mean they're leather gloves, so mail and plate users can bid on those leather gloves that are
No, I
really
yeah,
valuable.
yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't really know where the best spots to tank it. I would imagine you'd tank the skull in the middle, like right where they stand. Probably pull the patrolling guy off to the side to around here. And then opposite side of the room for box. I'm not going to waste my time walking over there.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, but whoever does them is going to want their back to a wall.
I have in the past, what we always did is we took Princess to Square, and if you shove her, fuck, I don't really want to go in there because he's going in there. If you shove her in this hole that's right here, a lot of her mechanics can be kind of negated because of line of sight, like her heal and shit like that won't be able to heal the other mobs. As long as they're not line of sight.
I don't mind trying that, but what I remember is they patched that line of sight doesn't affect her heal anymore.
Okay, okay. That would be a factor, yeah.
Does Vem, though, like I was mentioning earlier, does Vem just charge the tank, or is it going to be charging pretty much everyone?
I think
Anyone
it's
else?
like a rampage, so it's like anyone in the line.
Yeah, so he's doing it right now. It's like, I think it's anyone in line of sight, he'll just randomly pick.
Oh, actually, it looked like it was only one of us. Do you want to try and like have two people stand together and see if they both get what do you called? It looks like Rag's gonna die.
No, I'll come over and... Or Pax got him, I guess.
Didn't it looks like it's one person gets knocked up.
Charged it, yeah.
I would think that
Yeah, and I'm sitting here trying to throw Vim, and he fears me for 8 seconds, and
Holy
whenever
shit,
he fears
that's...
me, he goes off and does something to somebody else.
I think Princess is the one that fears, right?
Yeah, Princess fears and dispels.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like where the raid is going to need to be if we're going to be doing that stuff, because in order to make him so he stops bouncing around to everybody,
Well,
I would assume that everybody would be running in. I mean, I don't know.
well, hold on. He's tankable, right?
Yeah, all of them are tauntable and tankable.
It's not that he's going to be running around bouncing. It's just he's going to leave, kind of like a lava surger. He'll just leave his tank and hit somebody and then come back to his tank.
Well, this guy Vam is knocking me back, fearing me, stunning me constantly.
No,
He's going to be a pain in the dick.
that's the entire boss. Each of them have different abilities. Youge has the fear.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like where the what I mean is where the raid can actually stand to that if Vem actually does charge, that they don't get knocked up or their back is towards something, if that makes sense.
So here,
They can actually not get knocked up and hit somewhere to take tremendous amounts of damage, because it sounds like there's already going to be tremendous amounts of damage going out.
So if I'm the raid, right? It depends what we're killing, but you're going to want to be, I'd imagine, at max range and not in that depression. So if we're killing box, who'll be being tanked over here. Bale, correct me if I'm wrong. The raid will need to be on this side. When it's time to move to, X, they'll cross over here, come over to X. I mean, you could always just set them in the center, but that's going to keep happening right there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that if she's here, the raid could be on the opposite side of this, if that makes sense. Like the raid, I don't know if it's possible, but your back is here. So if you do get hit, Dre, you're just gonna hit into this wall.
You're Poon, right?
No, I'm Oba right here, right? So your back is towards this, and if you get hit, you're just gonna run into this wall, and then the raid is back. They're on the opposite side here. So,
I think.
So if they get hit, they're just gonna run into this wall.
yeah, I think that's where you want to tank either Kree or you want to tank Blast Boss where Obo is. That's where I believe.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like ways to make it so that because inevitably whoever it is going to wind up getting hit, and if they're going to be going extremely high in the air and hit the ground and almost die immediately, and then they're going to get eaten, and the person's going to get, or that thing's going to get all of its life back. It's more imperative that they figure out a way that they don't get knocked up.
Okay, I hear where you're coming from. Bale has done this a lot, so he is, all due respect, Bale will love to answer the questions.
Yeah.
But he also knows the answer to these questions.
All
So, Bale, where should we stand?
All right, everybody, try and run out of the room, because when you fail and like too many tanks die, you got to learn how to run out of the room. So let's do that.
But yeah, Bale knows everything that we need to do here.
I gotcha.
He's just being kind and, I guess, I don't know, humble, modest.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I got you.
So where Obo is standing on the left side, that's where you tank the last boss that's going to be killed. Whether it's Vim, Youge, Kree, it's that little corner, like from here to the one in front of me. You kill the first boss, like wherever it's going to be killed. If you're killing Kree or Youge first, you kind of like tank them where they are. If you do kill Youge first and you're trying to kill Kree last, you would tank Kree on the far side, like way over here. Kind of where Pacquioli said he stuffs in Princess Youge, like on this side. And then Vim would be the one on the left side of the raid.
Imagine having those little indicators, you know, like the green, red, whatever. You could like put them around like the area.
All right, you want me to help you out?
No,
Yeah.
I mean like a physical yeah,
What?
kind of like that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wait,
I would just.
What the
How you
fuck?
actually doing that? I didn't even think it was a thing in Classic.
It's not in
not
classic.
classic.
Yeah, it's in this. It's raid leaders have that option.
Yeah,
They can put down marks.
never
Okay, so it sounds like you're separating all these guys.
Yes, you want to separate them.
Okay.
So it just depends on which order you want to kill him in. So Kree is the hardest to kill because he does a bunch of poison damage, and when he gets enraged and he does a bunch of poison damage, it sucks. So he has the highest item level loot. But Youge has the stuff that we want earlier, so we're going to kill her probably for the first 2 weeks first. And then because Vim drops the plate DPS boots, if there's still plate DPS that don't have chromatic boots, these are equal to chromatic boots, like
think it's-
plus or minus 1 or 2 strength or stamina.
Okay, so is this kind of like with the big Anubis things, like you kill one, the other
Yes, they do.
get the same things?
They don't get the same things, but there is something that happens.
Yeah, I saw them get bigger whenever one of them just died a minute ago, and I kind of want to see that again just to see like.
So it's different for each one. If you kill X, skull and box and rage. If
So
you kill
Let's do it how we thought we would. Here, just nobody attack stuff. I'm gonna do it. This is how we're gonna do it for the first 2 weeks. We're gonna kill the poison guy, and so he's gonna drop a poison cloud. So come look at the poison cloud when he dies.
skull, he's about to die now.
So I didn't interrupt the Youge. So there's a big poison cloud. Get the hell out of the poison cloud. Everybody get to Vim. Stack on Vim. Everyone go kill Vim. So everyone's going over there. They're getting tanks are rotating taunt on the Youge. And so once Vim dies, all right, I'm going to give it a few seconds. So DPS has killed Vim. All right, now Youge, you're enraged. You're doing 100% more damage, and you have 150% attack speed. Does everybody see that buff on Youge?
Yes.
So
Okay, so now you got to make sure kick the heals, cast Curse of Tongue on Youge. Everybody DPS Youge. Make sure you're rotating your Berserker Fierce warriors. Do not, if you're actively tanking, do not use your Berserker Rage. If you're off tanking, make sure you use your Berserker Rage on cooldown. You see the fear timer on DBM?
Well, I don't
Yeah, I
have
s-
DBM, but yeah, I
Yeah,
see
I
it.
s-
My DBM isn't even working here right now.
All right, 5 seconds until fear.
Okay. Good thing about the poison is it doesn't.
Fear
seem like it's
incoming.
Lasting.
Oh,
There it
the
is.
one's still there. It's so small.
No. I meant like similar to ZG, like you run into the cloud and then it stays on you for 2 minutes, kind of deal. It's just when you're standing in the cloud.
Yeah, I just walked into it and walked out and it was already gone.
I'll tell you honestly, the worst thing you can do is you have slaggards that stay next to the door, and when they get feared, they run out of the room. You have to redo the whole boss fight because the boss aggroes because people went out of the room. So do not stand near the opening when you pull it. All right. Any other questions about Bug Trio before we kill it and move on?
I guess
Non-kill in actual practice.
two questions. This is sort of like an overall general thing. Do you guys have a lot of shamans in your raid group or no?
No.
Okay. So Tremor Totem's gonna be not really an option for you guys. Okay.
We're about in your situation. Y'all have what? I want to talk to Blaine about a 3 resto shaman. But you're gonna have, I think, 2 elemental shaman and then another enhancement shaman. So you'll have 6 shaman. And
So
that's
there's the death mechanic. There's a bunch of bugs. Don't stop fighting. You got an AoE. Don't Frost Nova them in the raid. Okay, congrats. Let's do loot.
Wow, that looks
and the
like
only one that you can loot is the last one because all the other bodies.
Hey, but it has 16 nature res, man. That's
Yep, that's kind of why we want to kill them first for the first few weeks, because the leather wearers get a chance to get good nature resist, and they'll be the ones that'll be in melee for most of the fights.
Who's repping the Talbug now?
That's me, Bale. So for the next packs, these guys are all hit up. What you want to ideally do is you drag one of them out of the pack. Kind of mages, you can kind of AoE after there's some threat established. I believe there is a patrol that goes through here. There, you just saw him on the right. There, right here, I put a skull on them. So those guys will come fuck up your pools and make you all wipe. So what you want to do on the first pack is pull them back. You want to pull the first pack all the way back, and you want to have your tanks like in this cubby, right here on the right. See where diamond is? Up here. You don't want to go charge forward or you'll end up pulling them. So you want to have one tank on the right, and then you have one kill target. So if you say you're going to kill skull, you pull skull off to the left. Kill skull, and then you can kind of AoE the other guys and blah 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 blah.
I forget. Do hunters have track beast?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Guess it would be a way to see when that pat group or whatever it is running around, so you don't accidentally come down and aggro those things.
So there's 4 more packs between here, this and the what do you call it? Loot pinata. So for Sartura, you can stun the ads when they're like spinning, but you cannot stun the boss when they're spinning. This is like one of the few bosses in the game that you can actually stun the boss. So it's really good. He does have an enrage around like 30%. Any other questions as we're going through the hallway?
Were you in an end-game raiding guild like back in the day or something, Bale, that did this?
Yeah, we got through Encourage to the Twin Imps. I pugged with like one group that got up to Oro, and I don't think we got that far in Nax. We got like the Spider Wing down.
Gotcha. Okay. Surprised you're able to remember all these mechanics from back in the day. You have a good memory, dude. Anyway, carry on.
So basically, we'd probably kill most of this hallway every week, because the next pack, it's very easy to aggro them, like as soon as you go through this little terrain thing. So you kind of want the raid to like group up on the side to the right, just so, because ideally you're going to go down the right hand side. So I want everybody just to like take the next 30 seconds or so and watch how the patrol is going. So ideally you're going to engage them when they're coming up the right hand side, so that you have a lot of room on, just a lot of room throughout the boss area to engage them. You'll kind of like call everybody to go in when they're at the left hand side of the triangle, so that when they're running towards the back of the room, the entire raid is running into it, because not everybody's going to have a mount. You're going to be running on foot speed for like the first month until you get 40 mounts drop for your raid. So this is when you'd be fighting the boss and going in. Make sure just, kill the ads first. Rogues, you're not really finishing with slice and dice. Ideally, you're going to be finishing with like cheap shot or kidney shot. Use your vanishes to put off another stun on them. I don't think there's really that many protection warriors that really play, but like Findraga, your concussive blow would be really powerful for this pack. Probably would have on the main boss, I would guess, probably Uncle on the main boss, because then he can get off his War Stomp stun. And then we'll probably have Juggernaut on the Skull and Dre and Soupy on the 2 other ads.
Okay. And this is just, what's the mechanic here?
So the main boss is the only one with a mechanic. It does a armor reducing thing to him. So if somebody has a lot of armor reduction stacks, then another tank wants to get it. The really tough part is making sure the raid is really spread out, because each of the ads will do a whirlwind. Even the boss will fixate somebody random in the raid, and if you're fixated, you just kind of want to use your limited invulnerability potion and run towards the boss and run through them. If you can't run through them, don't run back towards the raid or towards the place we just came from. Like run kind of like, I don't know, I say like in a 10 or 2 o'clock position from where the boss is coming from, so that the tank that was tanking the boss has a chance to mocking blow or taunt the boss.
Okay.
Is it possible to have the rogues on some sort of like stun rotation or whatever it is for this? Or is it even like, does it even make sense, I guess is probably the question.
Pretty much every single finisher should be a stun finisher. There's no reason not to. It doesn't share any diminishing returns. Warriors should be intercepting as they can on cooldown to get to the next person. You're going to tank like Skull where it is, and you're going to move X and square to the left and the right, or to the right and to the left, I guess would be better, is have X move to the right and square move to the left.
Gotcha. Sounds like everybody's gonna have lips too. Okay.
It does help. This is probably the one loot pinata of the raid. So ideally, if we were grouped up, I'd say, okay, everybody run in now, right? So you'd all run in, and then while the boss is moving towards the back, because you don't have mounts anyways, you're running on foot, you're going to engage them like right now. And then whoever has the boss, they'll want to pull them over to the left, and also square would go to the left, and Skull, you pretty much tank him in a spot, and X, you're going to move him to the right side. This is a lot of room. The only thing that can really go wrong is if somebody for some reason runs to this other location that is the start of the gauntlet. Like if they're in the 12 o'clock position of the room, they're wrong. Just call them out and say, get away from the gauntlet. Move south. Go back towards the raid, because you can easily pull the gauntlet from like this location.
There's a pretty good knockback too, right? So you can, if you're like standing out here.
Shit.
There is no knockback. It's only a fixate ability.
A fixate, okay.
I'm not hitting anything. They're just attacking me. Just stand here.
So here, watch. I'm gonna stun everything, even the boss. Boss is stunned. Boss is doing no damage for 3 seconds. You cannot stun the boss during Whirlwind, but you can stun the ads during Whirlwind.
That Whirlwind, if I remember correctly, does a ton of damage. Like an absolute ton of damage.
It's not so bad if you got a shield on with plate, but yes, it does a ton of damage for everybody else in the raid.
Yeah.
But the ads, they can be stunned while they're being whirlwinded, and that's generally when you want to cheap shot them, is when they start their whirlwind, and it cancels it.
Yeah,
So don't kill X just yet. I want to see him go through his whirlwind again.
An ally side used paladins to, like when they did it, to stun them or whatever it is then.
So I'm waiting. There. Now he's stopped. He's not doing any damage, it looks like. Well, it looks like his whirlwind is still attacking Rag. So while he may be stunned, his whirlwind is still dealing damage. But it did stop the fixate. So it stops the add from going into the healers and the casters and giving them pushback and killing them. So that is one thing, is when the adds whirlwind, they usually fixate at the same time. And you kind of want to just drag them away and out of people, because after the fixate's over, they're going to go back to the tank. It's 8 seconds where you just got to kind of like run away. And then they're going to go back towards whoever they were targeting before.
How often is this whirlwind happening? I'm not really noticing. Is it just like every... I know it's how long it's lasting.
It's only the boss that it's tracking, and I don't know. I could try and put up a timer and watch it.
Because, okay. It feels like it's off for 10 seconds and then on for 12 seconds. That makes sense.
30-yard range on time. God damn.
There, it looks like it's off for about 6 seconds. So it's about a 20-second cooldown. So
Okay.
pretty much when the boss is out of whirlwind, you kind of want to keep it stun locked and just let the tank do their way with it.
Can you stun
Whirlwind
it right before
starting
whirlwind
now.
to get it to interrupt it so it doesn't
Yeah,
do the whirlwind?
absolutely. Yep.
It seems like that would be the way to do it if you could.
So the last one, it looked like it went out of whirlwind for 9 seconds instead of 6 seconds.
I'm assuming stuns can be resisted or whatever it is too, right?
I don't
guess in this
think
case.
rogue stuns really ever get resisted. I mean, maybe like a 5% chance, but I don't think so.
Okay.
So she does have an enrage. I believe, Rag, you want to hit her one more time? See if she enrages. No, I guess it's at 20%. Okay, yeah.
There it is.
25% it looks like is the enrage. So this is when you just got to make sure ideally all the other ads are down by the time you bring the boss to 20%. You just pop all your cooldowns again, because you should have your 2-minute cooldowns up again. I don't know if you'll have your 3-minute cooldowns up. Just DPS is a lot stronger now.
No, you can't. You can't stun her while she's whirlwinding. You'd have to do it
No.
like right before, so she's immune to stun.
Yep, you got about 5 seconds to build up your combo points and then pop it. Any other questions? I'm ready to move on to the gauntlet.
I'm good.
Okay, finisher Rag.
Also, if you ever need me to like shut up and stop asking questions,
No, that's I
also
would
a thing too.
Well,
I welcome
they're
it.
not- They'll probably do their own thing over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is true.
So here's usually where you're grouping up, is like behind this area, so you're like line of sight and everything. Make sure everybody's got mana potions. If you don't got mana potions, you open tray with Pacchioli. This is basically a boss at the end of this, and the boss at the end of this, he does a healing reduction debuff. It's very easy to ninja pull the boss, so we're gonna have to kill about 8 elites down this corridor. Try and let the drones stack up on Juggernaut. He's got the best AoE taunts. Range DPS, kind of use your quick cast. If there is actually a chance to drink throughout the tunnel, make sure you're spamming the drink button. If you think you're getting out of combat, you probably won't get more than 1 or 2 ticks of drinks, so use it as you can. Ideally, where you would pull the first elite, I think Doesn't look like he patrols too close. Actually, he does patrol right at the end. So we'd kill this first elite once we get everybody ready. And then after that first elite is dead, we have everybody drink up, 10 seconds timer after the elite is dead, and then we're running in. Nobody can use the mount in this suppression room tunnel, because as soon as you get hit on your mount one time, then you get dismounted. It's not a daze thing, it's a single attack. As you're going down the tunnel, generally you're going to hug the left side. We might change it up as we're looking at it tonight, because I mean, just looking at it, it seems like going down the right side would be good. But then the question is, when do you change to the left side? Because at the end of the tunnel, you want to be on the left side, or you will pull the boss without any chance to drink or rebuff or res anybody or summon the dead people. If you die in the tunnel, you're going to have to release and run back. There's no battle reses in the tunnel. Anybody want to talk about it so far?
Suppression room style makes sense.
Yeah, there was a spot back in the day that was like a free area that you were able to sit. I don't know if it's still the same thing or not. It's like in the top left-hand corner area. You could drink and stuff in there. We used to.
Inside or before the Fankris boss?
Before the Fankris boss. It's like right before it on the
Yeah,
the
we'll get to there.
side.
Good memory.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull this soldier, and you guys are just going to pretty much follow Diamond all the way down after I kill it, and give us 10 seconds to drink. Alright, so kill it, AoE the drones. They should all be on Juggernaut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, everybody up. We're moving in. If you're in the back, move up. If you're not moving up, you're getting left behind and summoned. Okay, just let Juggernaut pick up the adds. Range DPS, you can put dots out if you want. Keep moving up, keep moving up. Hug the wall, try to aggro as least as you can. Alright, we got a good pack here, so let's AoE these guys down. DPS go, 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 go. You got 2 seconds to drink, and we're moving on. Alright, Uncle, pick up the Vecnus soldier. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Alright, try and put some dots on it. Use melee, try and cleave down the adds. Juggernaut, pick up the adds as best you can. Keep moving, stay with the tank. Don't go in front of the tank, stay behind the tank. Okay, oh, we got a second elite. Alright, no, Dre, pick up the second elite. We got another guy. Kill the first guy first, and then get the second guy down. We're moving up, we're moving up. We got another elite over this hill. Drink if you can, healers. I don't know if you got a second to pop it. Use your mana potions. We're almost there. We got 2 more elites, it looks like. Juggernaut, keep hooking up the ads. There's some on the healers. Uncle, you're on this next elite. Solid DPS. Just keep casting those scorches and searing pains. Keep up, keep up. Hunters, you're going to have to be casting Raptor Strike or some shit. No totems this entire time. Alright. Okay, so hug the left wall. Do not go any farther. Follow the tanks. Follow the tanks. This is where you're stopping. Hug the wall. Get on the wall. If you're not on the wall, you're in the wrong spot. So this is where you would drink.
Yeah, that's where it was.
So describe this boss. This boss is a complete ad fight. If you don't kill the ads, we will wipe. The ads can also be stunned. Juggernaut can pick up all the drones. Healers, if you see somebody teleported and stunned, you can pop them a power word shield or some kind of heal or flash heal or renew, and that'll aggro the bugs to you, or believe at least it should. If you do get stunned, wait till the ads move away from you, and then you can try and use the living action potion. You can buy them from the auction house, or there might be some alchemists that give it. It says it removes you from any existing stuns. That's what Fankris will do to you. He'll stun you and put you in the corner. So besides that, the tanks, you gotta taunt when the debuff reaches 4 stacks. If the taunt resists, you need to say something so that the other tanks know they need to pop a defensive or something, because they're going to be tanking it for a little bit longer. Pretty much just all the DPS, healers, melee, range, you're going to stay on Fankris' ass the entire fight. The only people in front of Fankris is going to be the main tank and the off tank. So we're going to have Soupy, you're going to start out first, and then Uncle, you're going to go in and taunt when Soupy gets to 4 stacks. Any questions about Fankris?
Just one question. If he does the teleport, does whoever that is, does he drop their aggro or something? Is that what that's doing?
So he usually doesn't teleport a tank. I don't know if that's absolutely true, but it's usually just somebody random that's not high on the threat table. And what it will do is he'll spawn like 5 or 6 ads on them that'll attack them. They're like normal ads that you might find in Western Plague Lands, right? So they're not really hitting you that hard, but because you're stunned, you're like, oh, I'm panicking and I need to do something to get out of here. And then like pretty much there's just ads coming in throughout the entire fight, and they kind of need to be grouped up. If you try and AoE them every single time, you're going to run out of mana. And you can't do that. You got to group them up like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 stacks at a time. It just depends on how fast the tank is dropping. Like, I think in the tank group, you'll do pretty good to give them like a stone skin totem, because that'll reduce all the incoming damage to your like bulky tank that you put out there. Probably you'll want Blaine to do it, because he has a Thunder Fury, and that's going to do the most AoE threat. Nobody will be able to compete with that.
Okay. Is the stun dispellable?
Stun is not dispellable, but I believe if you use the living action potions from ZG, it says it removes a stun effect.
Okay.
Yep, and if someone doesn't have one, I think you just have to toss them a few heals and they get released shortly after.
Yeah, I gotcha.
He's a pretty low HP boss. He's kind of around like Razor Gore HP-ish, but you have to have the DPS not go hard at the start and pop their cooldowns when they see the first worm. So before we see like the worms, I want to show like the 3 caves where the different ads can spawn at. And I'm sure Rag, you'll probably aggro the boss. So if you could stay back at the safe spot, Rag, and we'll just like show the different spots. So this is one of them, Pacioli and us, we're here. Here's the second one to the right. So this is the other spot where you can be stunned at, over here.
So right here and right here.
Actually, I'll do it this way. Clear it, and here we go. So 1,
There we go.
2, 3. So these are the 3 spots. There's nothing on the other edge. The 2 exits are through the next 2 bosses. But it looks like only the south side has ads at it. I'm going to put a skull on that ad. So you can see like there's a patrol on the south side of the room. Generally nobody, like you want to tank him pretty much where he is. Like you'll run into the room and you'll be DPSing him right here. And you'll be tanking him like right on the other side.
So I
Like
assume
right
I'll
here.
4 drones.
So I ended up aggroing. So there you go. That's where you're going to be on his butt. Like right here. I'm going to put down diamond or green. Everybody's going to be on green. You're at his butt.
And I got teleported and stunned. Help, I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do.
So at that point, this is looks like we might need 1 or 2 tanks on ad duty, because that was 2 people teleported at the same time. And I don't think 1 tank can do that. So that's something new we learned. We need 2 tanks on ad duty, not just Juggernaut. So I got 5 debuffs of the wound, so I'm moving out of the stack and I'm letting Pacchioli taking it now. So now there's a worm summoned. I'm not sure where he's coming in on. Alright, here we go. I'm going to put a skull box on it. So after 30 seconds, that worm enrages and one-shots players in the raid. It doesn't matter how thick you are. Unless you have shield wall up, that worm is going to one-shot you.
Okay, so we have to kill those worms right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I guess any kind of cone of cold or concussive shot is probably the best thing to use on them, because the other ranged DPS don't really have slows. They're going to be trying to cast like Fireball and a couple Scorch at the end of their Fireball.
Looks like the worms are coming out of the circle areas. That's what it appears. I was looking at it.
Where are these hatchlings coming from?
The X, skull, and box areas.
Oh, look at that pat. I didn't see those guys over there.
Yeah, I put a skull on it. So now I'm tanking. So Pacchioli, you go stand with a DPS as the off tank.
Right here.
So how many stacks do you got, Pacchioli? Did it drop off already?
Yeah, it's already dropped.
So I'm at 3 stacks. So like I said, at 4 stacks, I would be like, okay, come on and taunt. So it looks like even as a tank, I got moved over. So at that point, whoever's off tanking, you need to be second on threat. And you need to turn the boss and make sure his ass is facing the raid. And there's the ugliest robes in the game. Robes of the Guardian Saint.
God, those are terrible. Yo, what's with the teal? Someone had a teal fetish.
Okay. So south would take you to the next boss, Huhuron, but there is the optional boss, Viscidus, that's you can get to without killing any trash, and that's in the east side of this chamber. Huhuron and Viscidus drop the same tier token, so if you can get one shoulder, or I think it's boots, you can get the other shoulder or boots.
It's shoulder from Huron.
It's both.
Oh, I didn't know it was there. Oh, look at this fucking staircase, dude. This is nifty as shit.
So this boss is one of the bosses I remember resetting every time you pulled him. And you just end up dying because you run out of the room and then you don't make it onto this little platform. Because you either go too far right or too far left. So if you guys want to practice running out of the room, now's the time.
Did you guys go up, not down, I guess? On that?
We went to the west side of the room.
Yeah, I see you. Okay. This reminds me of those pipe things in Nax when you're running through it.
So it's once you get up here. It's once you get on this thing right here.
Yeah, but a lot of people just end up falling and then they die anyways because it's the way that it goes. Nope, it's safe. That's a place to drink and eat and pop another greater nature protection potion.
Dre, I'm gonna put you on autofollow for just a second. I gotta let my dog out, man. Here. Oh, never mind. I can't.
But you can put me on follow. Alright, so it's right. It's just this lip right here.
So as I remember, if like you're trying to line a sight his poison volley, you could stay out of the room. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out where.
I think as soon as you hit this lip here, he de-aggroes.
Yeah, but there was some place you could stand that would line a sight if you were outside of the room. I think it's probably like right here where Diamond is. Like these areas let you line a sight.
Here, let's give it a shot.
Hopefully everybody in the raid has like 150 nature resists with the nature potion, or not nature potion, but a nature totem, or aspect of the wild.
So if anyone gets aggro from behind here, the boss resets. Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. Like, pretty much what we'll probably have is maybe 1 or 2 rezzers might end up running away, but they can't really do anything unless they res a warlock with a lot of shards to summon them back. Because we don't want to like re-clear that suppression room, but it might be good as we're doing viscous attempts to just go ahead and have everybody release on the first attempt and then re-clear the suppression room in case somebody needs to run back through there and we run out of shards trying to kill, learn how to kill him. Because this guy is, he's probably the second toughest boss in here, to be honest with you. He has the mechanics where you gotta freeze him, dealing frost damage. He does the poison volleys that need to be cleansed, so you have to have a ton of like mana per 5 or mana potions, and then like all the DPS, it doesn't matter because he splits in the globules. I think what we want to try and do at the first pull is split the raid into 3 groups, so that hopefully each group can get down like 6 globules, and that means we only have to break them like 3 times if we can get down at least 6 globules. We might want to call out when like the globules are getting really close to use your flame strikes and blast waves and hellfires or rainer fires or hellfires, so that way you can do a lot of AoE. Or I guess sappers if you're a melee DPS. Besides that, for each of the globs you kill, like it takes out 5% of his life, and then once you shatter him at low enough life, then you actually get to loot him. I think there's like a 30-second intermission between each phase where he like drops down another level. You have to freeze him like 3 times, and then you have to hit him with melee attacks. You don't really need to spread out in here, like, because everybody's getting shot with poison anyways. It's kind of better to stay pretty tightly packed until the end of it, where you're shattering it with melee attacks, and then when you're doing the melee attacks, that's when you got to think about where you're going as soon as he shatters, because you got about 5 seconds for the globules to land. You got to pick like what part are you going to? Are you going to the 12 o'clock? Are you going to like the 9 o'clock? Are you going to the 3 o'clock, you know? And are we going to try and have some of the groups maybe converge? Like everybody goes right? Or are you going to have like everybody goes to the 12 o'clock position? Those are kind of my minuscule things that I haven't really fleshed out of my brain. And you don't really know until you see the DPS of the classic raid.
Okay, so this is.
We can. This is one where I would say don't use any like DPS consumables. Use any kind of like healing potions or mana potions or nature protection potions on. But for DPS consumes like your mongoose and your firepower, don't want to use them during learning.
Pack still got hit.
He's still not dead, and I'm not gonna hit him again, but he's not breaking apart.
You're not doing frost damage to him, so it doesn't matter how much damage you do. He does take 50% damage in his damage form, but let me see if I can tell you how much total health he has. He has about the same amount of health as Flame Gore from Blackwing Lair. So he has 800,000.
So I just want to get this right. So we're going to be kind of tightly packed, but then when the globules pop up, that's when we're going to kind of spread up, and then we pack back up when he reconstitutes himself.
That would have been a good idea, but I now see there's a lot of these toxic fumes that are spreading on everybody. So there is a reason to be spread out as fuck.
Yeah.
So follow your shamans, follow your hunters. Don't follow another group's shaman. Don't follow another group's hunters. Follow them. That'll be practice for Cthulhu, where the shamans and hunters have to like lead their groups into a circular area similar to this one.
Where are you, Rag? Are you in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you intentionally dying?
No,
Okay.
not the pop. Rage free gun.
I just hit you. Quick heal.
You can't kill him. You have to deal frost damage to him.
None of us are frost damage. He's have to reset him if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, if you can run out of the room, that would be good. And then I'll do frost damage to him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can do frost damage?
I do.
So what are all these clouds from? That's when the bolts hit you?
Yeah, he sprays random poisonous fumes around the room.
Whoa, that wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
That's good. This lets us know like where the aggro radius is. Like, I'm glad
I'm sure.
we have a low level area.
I'm sure it's clear, you know what I mean? But it's on level 80, not 60. I'm sure it's 60, you probably grab them right here, dude. They're like 80, I'm grabbing them right here.
He wasn't resetting whenever we were standing on Star whenever we ran on this like little pathway.
No, he doesn't reset until you get to the doorway. The line, like right.
Yeah. You got to get to the cusp of the way out. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna break him now, unless you have.
Are they like? Are they?
They're dots.
Right, but so like, say he hits me right here, right, with that poison thing. Does that mean that it hits me and it drops that poison cloud, and I got to move out of it, kind of deal? Is that how it's working?
No, so the poison is done to all 40 players. The poison cloud is cast at a random person every 10 seconds, and then it goes away after about 45 seconds.
Okay, so it is not this poison volley, but there's something else that could potentially hit on me, and I got to move out of it. All right.
Yep, it just hit Rag with it.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
All right, can we get to run out of the room? I want to do a poison on it when we're at 100% health on the boss, so we can see the break. Otherwise, he just dies. All right, let me just do this.
You got to do that a lot.
All right, Rag, come in here if you can. Need you to start DPSing the boss after I get him frozen. Rag.
After he's frozen.
He's at second freeze right now.
How are you visually?
All right, now he's frozen. I have a DBM mod.
Okay.
27 melee attacks to go. Keep cracking. Almost there. All right, here it is. So now this is the chance the healers have to regenerate life. So ideally you'd have like one group going north, one group going at where, and one group going like there. All right, so I'm going to freeze them again so you can see that again. Oh, everybody killed him. So when he freezes at well, it won't matter. I won't have more time to do it after this one attempt.
It's irrelevant.
Well, my frost damage wears out after so many seconds. So that's pretty much most of the fight. Is ideally we split the raid DPS up into 3 areas, and then once they get really close, then they can. I guess we can look at that one more time. I have 4 minutes on it. I didn't see that.
I could use Frostbrand, but I'm concerned that if I do it, it's gonna kill him.
All right,
So I don't
here
really
we'll
wanna do it.
have one more time to watch the globules. It was pretty fast, so I'll try and freeze them one more time. Rag, if you can come in here.
Should have brought my mage.
That's what I'm saying, man. I should have too.
For the record, we've already covered a lot, so if anyone wants to dip, like, this is probably going to be the first couple weeks they do. Like, we have Hulu after this. I would encourage you to hang out for that one. At least.
All right, so here's Rag. You're up. So all the casters, you pull out like a dagger. Just start hitting him. He has to be hit like 100 times, and then he'll break into the little globs. And you can put back on your spell power gear. So here it is. So he splits up. And watch, they're going to start moving faster. They start out pretty slow. You can kill like maybe 1 or 2 of them. And then they're going to go fast, and then you got to like Blast Wave, Arcane Explosion, Frost, Flame Strike.
We did pretty well. We killed a lot.
Is there any sort of thing you can do to slow them down, like
No,
cold
they do not get slowed.
They only go faster.
Okay.
It's
So I
scripted.
gotcha.
The concept is, I think you want to kill 6 per break to get 2 breaks.
Ideally, you'll kill like all of them in the same one because everybody has engineering, right? No, it doesn't happen like that. So yeah, you kill like 3 to 4 of them is a good amount. Anything more than 4
Oh shit.
is progress, because you don't want really more than like 4 breaks. So this would, he kills it, and then you get to get the loot. Congrats everybody on your effort points. Woohoo!
For the the part where it's the break thing, is there like a certain amount of time that he stays in that frozen state? Like, are you like, is it required that everybody does like a certain amount of damage during that phase? Whatever
Not
that phase is.
number doesn't amount. It's you have to have 75 attacks within 30 seconds.
Okay, so it's just okay, gotcha.
It might be 45 seconds. There might be a little bit more lenient, but it's just a lot of frost damage every 30 to 45 seconds, and then a lot of melee attacks. So when he is in the normal state, he does continue to take damage. So like, you can deal like 10%, 5%, maybe even 15% of his health in damage, but he's going to take 50% reduced damage from everything.
Much
Because
faster.
everybody's going to be in full nature resist gear anyways. Because otherwise you're just going to die.
Okay.
So I don't think these guys have anything special. I'm going to just taunt one of them.
Okay. They have a
Looks like he has a
poison
sunder armor and a poison like cone. So let's see if these next guys do a poison like 360 or a poison cone. So try not to attack them so fast.
Yeah, don't kill anything, guys. So we see the poison. It's a single target. Doesn't look like it has to be the tank.
Does
What's
it?
the poison on you right now, Poon?
That is really bad. Mind numbing.
Ooh, that's rough. But if that's the poison that you get from tanking, no big deal.
Looks like sunder armor, so you might need a call for, you have 2 or 3 stacks of it Probably don't want more than that.
And is the health that they have on retail accurate, or have they just
Yeah.
done-
No, they have 40,000 health.
I'm showing 38,265.
I rounded up.
Unless they can't hit me very well. I'm not getting it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, they
I
can't.
was about to say they can't stun somebody.
So the poison bolt is just nature damage every 1 second. I don't know if the damage is accurate, but 214 damage every 1 second. It's kind of serious.
That's pretty serious.
Mind-numbing poison, casting speed slowed by 30%.
Do I-
Trying to see if I can actually outrange that poison bolt, so it's not hitting me for the casters.
I saw one just going at you.
Well, where you're at for me, Poon, I can't get a heal from you.
Oh, that fucking thing stacks. Fucking Hack has 2 poison bolts, 428 damage every 1 second. That's what that's for. That's what the elixir of poison
No, that's
that
what
fucking-
druids are for.
Yeah, good point. But I have an elixir that removes level 60 poison debuffs, and I didn't know what it was for because it's obviously not going to work on the hoo-hoo armor debuff, and I thought that's what it would be. It's
Restorative.
restorative too. That would work here too. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to move on. Anybody want any more info from these packs?
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to hit them because it takes me forever to hit them.
You might be able to use the heart trinket or whatever it is on those guys as well, but it's only that one time, the heart Inoxian or whatever it is.
Oh, you can see there's no roof here.
All right. So here is kind of like a good reprieve point, because the next packs are a lot of time. What you want to do on the next packs are kill the stingers first because they charge people. Make sure you dispel the poisons from the wasp really quickly. And the last ones you want to kill are kind of ads that pop up from Satura, those whirlwinding ads. They'll be in these packs. Pretty much, you're going to spend probably an hour right in this tunnel trying to clear the rest of the trash to Huhuron, because it's fucking a lot of packs. You got like 7 of these trash packs. And see, like, we were killing this one in the tunnel. If we had killed these 2 in the tunnel without like pulling them back to the open area, we would have pulled that next 2 or 3 packs. We got to just pull them back. I guess probably this like line in the floor. I'm going to try and mark it. Probably this is where we want to be killing them. Is have a hunter pulling them back here and make sure the raid doesn't go past this little odd terrain glitch.
Noted.
So we'll kill like maybe 4 trash packs here. Let's see if that's a good number. So we kill. I would call this the Scorpions trash pack 1. Let's just watch their patrols on the next area and see how many patrols we gotta kill.
Quick random question. Didn't you have mount that has mob on it?
No, I do not.
Are the coffers always in the same places?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, this trash looks terrible.
It is.
It's all different too. Like, why has that one got a lasher in it? Why has that one got a lasher in it?
Yep.
3 of them got a lasher in it. 3 of them don't.
Memory serves me right, even those scorpions, like, they took forever to kill, like, they're a bitch.
40,000 health. That's what I remember the most right now. I've been paying attention to the health, and most everything. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Don't get it twisted, but
they're gonna do a ton of damage. That's for sure.
At 12k, the lashers are at 36, 37.
So what is the kill order again for these guys? Like within the particular packs, is it Wasp first, then Stinger, then Lasher, or?
We've covered that yet, have we? If we did, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I don't think.
25k for the Stingers. Yo, how do I get? I feel like Classic doesn't do it this thing for me.
What are you talking about, like
The health, the mob health.
yeah, it's, unless you have an add-on, but it's not anywhere near as cool.
Yeah. I believe so.
Alright, so if we're going to the right, is that the goal here? Dale?
Yeah, you'd clear everything. All these trash packs have to die. They're too nasty not to. So you'd kill like 5, I guess. So that one scorpion pack, and then 4 more, and then you can move into the room and kill the final pack inside of the room.
Do they have a pretty? They have a pretty large aggro radius, right?
Yep. It's nothing near like what we're experiencing. You want to pull the Sartura Whirlwind ad like further away from the rest of the pack, and then you want to make sure you kill the White Wasp first, because he detonates a poison that gets put on players, and the other wasps, they do like a poison that does a little bit of a dot, but it's not that serious until you get hit by the White Wasp.
Sorry, Dale.
It's okay. I mean, these packs I'm not really too concerned about. They just take so much time. Like, I'm ready to look at the Huron chamber and see how she's patrolling. So it looks like there's another trash pack in her chamber. Might even be 2 of them.
Okay, so we gotta clear this whole fucking room. That's nice.
Yep, and then we have to pull another trash pack from Huron back into the other area.
How do you open these scarab coffers, Rose?
No, there's keys that drop.
Okay. Oh my god, there she is, that fucking slut.
You get one of those things. Dre, I just posted it in Raid chat.
Oh, gotcha, okay. Oh god, dude, I'm so frightened of this. I've seen so many. It never ends well. I mean, they always end well, but...
Alright, so now we've cleared all the trash up to the first untauntable boss. So you have to like kind of time your tanking DPS so that you can overtank the other tanks and they don't get too far behind on the rest of the DPS, because if the other DPS catches the second tank, then they kind of just overturn them, and it's not that good.
Where's the muster point in this room? Back here?
Yep.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
So for her, she does a lot of AoE attacks, so you got to really spread out throughout the room. That means you following your hunters and the shaman as you enter the room. It's pretty much a tank and spank until about 30%. Do not dispel any poison. When you do dispel poison, it does 3,000 to 5,000 damage instantly and can one-shot players. So don't dispel players that are poisoned or put asleep. Besides that, at 30%, she'll start doing double the damage to the tanks and spitting an AoE poison volley on all the melee. If any of the melee start dying, then she'll start spitting a poison volley on the ranged DPS and then the healers.
And then there's also the dot she throws out that'll spread to people nearby, so you have to spread out, right?
Yeah, you want to hopefully all the hunters and shaman can find like place throughout the room They just kind of spread to it naturally. I'm counting on you, shaman and hunters, to like spread out.
Yeah, then you go with your buff or debuff or whatever for nature resist.
Yeah, if you don't stay near your hunter or shaman, then you won't get any kind of nature resistance.
Okay, let's see. Deals 500 damage every 2 seconds.
I'm concerned about the second one.
Deals
They'll
180.
put you to sleep.
Deals 364 damage. Oh, this one stacks.
No, yeah, the noxious poison also says you cannot cast spells.
Yeah, it's an AoE silence for the area. And there's also a trank shot rotation.
So this is the poison, the stacking poison debuff. That's okay. It's doing 728 nature damage every 2 seconds.
All right, so now she's enraged and she's dead. Nice.
Is that me?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god, I meleeed her. I'm sorry. I thought I pressed escape. I fucked that all up, dude. I'm sorry.
Alright, man, we're all embarrassed once more.
Oh, dude. I swore I pressed escape. But yeah, that was definitely me.
All right, so now we got 5 bosses before the next boss. These are coin flip bosses. They can have 4 of 8 abilities. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull the first guy so you can look at their abilities.
Real quick, and I know I fucked it up. I just want to go over that boss one more time. I know that there's I'm in combat. Oh.
All right, so stop attacking. Like, we gotta see the abilities of these trash mobs. And he also summoned mobs, and he also exploded.
Meteor too. I saw
Oh
meteor.
yeah. Isn't that where we all have to stack together for the meteor thing?
It is a stack for the meteor. The other is the spread. One person gets a plague and has to be voted from the island.
So what were you trying to ask there, Dre, about the princess?
This is the fight I'm most concerned about. I know that the poison that she puts on me is a stacking debuff, and we have to do a soft swap. She only puts that stacking debuff on the person she has aggro on. So we have to do a soft aggro.
You're mixing up bosses.
No, hoo.
See, who doesn't have a debuff she puts on you? That was the last boss that does a stacking debuff.
I just got a stacking debuff from Hoo. She put 4 stacks of something on me that 728.
Acid spit.
Acid spit, thank you.
Okay, acid spit. All right.
And it's just like more and more damage every stack.
Right. So I think that's what the taunt mechanic swaps for, right? Or not taunt, but the aggro swap is, because she puts that on the tank, and you can only have that. You can only have so many stacks of that before your healers just go in.
So you'll just be dead. Like that's probably the more likely.
Or is there another ability that I didn't get an opportunity to see that I'm trying to swap for?
It was the acid spit that reduces your armor.
I didn't see the part where it reduced my armor. I did see the part where it stacked extra damage on me. I'm not saying it didn't reduce my armor. I just didn't notice that part. So that's another reason why we'd have to swap. So I got up to 4 stacks. It was doing 700 something damage on me every 2 seconds. I mean, that's pretty fucking massive. In addition to a boss slapping me in the face. So I would just throttle my abilities, or who would you have tank this one, Bill?
Probably start out with Juggernaut because he has the highest threat, and then maybe have you pick up because you have 3 different cooldowns. You have your Diamond Flask, you have Berserking, and then you also have Death Wish.
Death Wish. So
Okay, is it Death Wish? Hopefully you don't have to use Death Wish, but that is a cooldown that you could use to overtake somebody if you need to get on top of threat.
I see. Okay.
You can't like unclick Death Wish, so that's not really an ideal thing to use, but it would be Diamond Splash and Berserking.
I could use Recklessness and click that off.
Yeah, there'll be enough time in between pulls to use a couple Berserkings for progress. But you do take more damage that way too, and she hits really hard, especially at 20%. You might even want to save Shield Wall. I would definitely tell all the warriors, don't use Recklessness on this fight. Save it for Shield Wall when you need to keep tanking the boss when you end up at the top of the aggro because the other tanks have died.
Okay.
What percentage does she do this? Berserk
30.
thing? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm actually looking at a sort of like a guide or whatever it is. It's going over a bunch of this stuff at the same time you're talking about it. So.
Good.
I don't know if you know if I have it. I can send it to you if you feel the desire.
So, okay. So it'll be. You're thinking no soupy on this one?
Yeah, I don't know where he fits in besides dispelling poison.
Fair enough.
He can't block the crushing blows. He doesn't have a shield wall.
Right. Okay. Is there anything that you feel you want to talk about left on this one, or do you want to move on?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I think it's the one we've done the most research on, so I don't feel like covering it more.
Wait, real quick. In the beginning, whenever you were trying to explain it, I wasn't really listening. Are there multiple phases where there's like ads or some shit, or do I need
No,
to
managing.
focus on, just DPS?
It's all managing. Threat and.
For the first part of the fight, you gotta spread out. So find the hunter or the shaman that's in your group, and stay spread out within whatever deadly boss mods tells you to of him. And that's the first part of the fight. And after you find your spot, then you can start DPSing the boss and make sure that you're under the second or third tank's threat.
Okay.
Not like a lot of the bosses we fought, like if it comes at you, it's probably game over. Like there's not going to be a recovery.
Try and save your big cooldowns like combustion, or you can probably use your trinkets at the start of the fight, but like you want to stay really low on threat, because at 31%, 30%, you want to pop everything and just get them into execute range, get them killed. So if you're like close to the tank's threat when you're getting into that 30-40% range, you want to just stop DPS completely, because as soon as 30% hits, you want to go all out. Just pop everything, max threat. And if you're close to it, then you're just going to overtake him. But if you've been like throwing in a couple one shots, maybe like doing a bandage or two just because somebody chose you to dispel, then you'll be lower on threat and you'll have more opportunity to race the DPS and get more in when it counts.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like her berserking thing does a shit ton of damage. It's something to do with her attack speed doubles, it says.
Yeah, the entire fight does not start until 30%.
Pretty much.
So there's 4 more bosses left in this corridor. Do not get confused. These are not trash mobs. These are all bosses.
They do all have 200,000 health. That's fucking insane.
Oh wait, these are twin imps right here?
No.
Basically what I'm saying, you need to treat these like twin imps. Use your cooldowns, use your potions, focus this is not something to go AFK on.
So what's the deal with these?
They have coin flip abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this middle guy back.
It's fucking hilarious looking at the Zeppelin.
So this guy does a shadow and frost reflect. So that's the first coin flip. He also does a plague.
Fire and all that.
Okay, he summoned the
So-
warrior.
So the first thing is you can attack him with shadow and frost spells. The second thing is he puts plagues on people. So me as Diamond, I have the plague. I need to run away from the group. So go to the wall. Warriors, you can't really DPS the warrior ads. You have to have a tank like Juggernaut or somebody pick them up. You can. I mean, it doesn't really have to be anybody. It could be Spig that picks them up. It could be Vitus that picks them up. It could be anybody. Just grab them and tank them. And then go ahead and you can DPS him lower. At 10%, he gets his third or fourth coin flip. Oh, it looks like he's doing a shadow bolt. You see how he's casting shadows from his hand? So that means everybody needs to stack in, close on the tank. If you're more than 20 yards out, you're going to be hit with a shadow bolt. The only reason you should be more than 20 yards is if you have the plague.
I'm trying to get him down to 10%, you said?
Yeah, I think his other one is the shadow bolt because he did that. Some more ads are coming.
Okay, I see the plague. I just got
So
it actually.
what I heard is if you have COVID, you get closer to other people.
Exact opposite, yes. So there's explode, run away. If you stay there, you're just going to die.
Oh, he exploded.
Yep, he has an explode at 10%. The other one, I think there's another ability at 10% too.
So every couple percent going down in health, he added an ability. Is
Yeah,
that what just happened?
that's right. So here's another one. Let's see what other abilities he has. So this guy is Shadow and Frost. So you can only use Arcane and Fire spells.
I still summon a meteor on top.
So Meteor, that means everybody's got to be stacked up closely. He's also summoning ads. So there's another ability besides summoning ads.
What happens? Is it possible for
I auto attack, my bad.
Please don't kill things, guys.
for the off tank that's like grabbing the ads that are spawning? Is it possible that during that meteor phase thing that he's gonna get it, or whoever that person is gonna get the meteor? And
Yeah,
get
he absolutely needs to be tanking them in the group, or he's gonna die.
Okay.
So the coin flip ability is he could have a meteor or he could have a plague. So it depends. If do you need a stack up or do you need to run away if you get the plague? So this guy is a shadow and frost reflect. So he only takes damage from fire and arcane. So this guy, he's summoning whirlwind mobs. So unfortunately, the whirlwind mobs have to be tanked a little bit further off to the side than the other ones.
So this guy has a meteor and whirlwind mobs, which means
Yep.
you have to stack up and separate.
I'm not sure, but I think on the whirlwind mobs, you actually do want to DPS those down. Because they're just like weaker, so to say, that they can die pretty quickly to like one or two shadow bolts. Kind of like the orcs do in Razor Gore, but we'll have to check their HP when we get there.
What are the? Hold on, I'll see if I can check the HP on these ads. Swarm guard 2,500. Yeah. See what you're saying. But you're right. It could be higher, but right. Okay. Yeah. So this one right here is kind of. Yeah, I could see him being a huge pain in the dick.
So, Rag, do you want to DPS the Anubisath more?
Yes. Give me a moment. Hold on. I was just kind of sitting back watching.
Actually, Dre should be the one that should be pulling all of this shit. He's the lowest level. No offense, Dre. I'm just saying, like if I auto attack, I instantly kill these guys.
No, I hear you. I'm trying to stop it.
So now he gained the Thunderclap ability. So melee, you might need to back off and bandage. So range will probably be stacked about, 20 yards behind the tank. All right, there's explode. Run away. Run away.
Stop it, take this gun, dude.
No, this is the 10% ability. That's the explode.
Oh fuck! Okay, I thought he did something special. Okay. My bad.
So I mean, there is a chance you can kill them, like the Bat Riders in Zul'Gurub, but you have to have like pretty good DPS, and I'm not completely confident. I'm not completely confident our raid can do the DPS requirement to actually kill them before they explode and kill all the melee.
I'm gonna get him down to 50%, and then I'll stop.
For the explode, just do you know how far the range is for that?
I think it's 20 yards.
20 yards. Okay. Where you like outrange it or whatever.
If you run within the first 1 or 2 seconds, you should be able to get out.
Okay, so he summons adds, he summons meteors. What's the purple thing he just did?
It looks like he's doing Thunderclap.
He is thunderclapping me, yes.
So
we
at
have a
Thunderclap,
meteor,
you
which means we have to stack, and a thunderclap, which means I have to take him away from the raid.
no, you don't do anything as a tank. You stand there. Everybody else that's in melee, they need to move back and bandage when they're low, just like in the Molten Destroyers and Molten Giants and Molten Core. They got to run away and bandage.
Do you see all these ads that keep spawning?
Yep, that's where the warriors are gonna have to pick them up.
Yeah, off tanks are gonna have to pick them up, I guess.
Fucking awful.
These are bosses. This is not trash. You need to put on the highest stamina gear you have so that you can live through this.
I'm glad we took it slow the way we did, because now I'm fucking seeing what we're up against.
All right.
Just look at what's happening around you right now.
I mean, yeah, sure, I'm one-shotting them, but I mean, like, as a full fucking raid, you can't do 1 million damage in one hit. You know, like, that's gonna take us all of this, like, I don't know, minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
For each.
Absolutely. These will take 5 minutes per bot. It's per ad. That's why there's only 5 of them on the way to the next boss.
Oh my fucking god, dude, this is insane. Okay.
450,000 HP apparently.
Every person who dies is a little more damage the raid takes too. Oh, and every one of them had a meteor. Y'all noticed that, right?
Oh yeah.
No, one of them did have the plague.
This one, I think it's meteor or plague.
Yeah,
Like
that's
one
the
of them didn't
that's the
have.
coin flip, and it's Thunderclap or Shadowbolt, I think. So either you get to 20 yards away, or you get close in, like right on the tank.
Fucking hell, dude. All
It's
right.
basically like a Ragnaros every 50 yards.
Basically, yep. You want to use your consumes for this trash.
Are we good?
I'm good. So that guy did have a different final thing. He went frenzied instead of exploding.
Which is just an enraged mechanic. He attacks faster and does more damage, right?
That's right.
I already hate this dungeon.
So if I recall, the 2 places you want to tank in here are the torches. So here is
Oh
one
my God.
torch. Here is the other torch. That's where you want to ideally position the bosses. And then, like, your warlock tanks are kind of going to be out here. And then the other tanks, when they're not tanking, they'll be like around the bottom of the stairs. And then when they are tanking, they'll be just like right here. So each of the mechanics, they do 2 things. The spell casting boss will do Blizzard around the raid. That's on their side of the room. And they'll also make one of the beetles, the Karaji scarabs. Oh man, I'm drunk. So the Karaji scarabs, they'll explode into fire like a big ass blast nova. For the melee guy, he starts out over here. This guy, he'll turn one of the adds into an elite, and the DPS need to stop DPSing the boss, switch to the add, and then they can pop their cooldowns and start DPSing the boss again. The problem with each of these is they reset threat every time they teleport, and it's just a fucking trouble to pick them up as soon as they reset their threat. Like, you know how the boss starts the fight and they end up parrying or dodging something? Try doing that every 30 seconds. So percent to hit is super key here for tanks, both for warriors and warlocks. So what other questions do we have about Twin Imps?
How do you feel about not having demonic gates?
It's been done before in less gear, so I don't feel too bad.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's so it'll be what, a warrior and a warlock on each side, or 2 warriors and 2 warlocks on each side?
No, it's 1 and 1. We can have a backup in case one dies during like a transition. They can try and pick it up because they're gonna teleport like every 30 seconds. There's really
Where do they usually teleport to?
it's exactly, they swap places. So wherever you're tanking the other one is where the second teleports to.
Okay. And which one cannot be hit with melee?
So it starts out, the one on the left with the staff cannot be hit with melee. He'll do an arcane explosion if anybody's close as 20 yards to him. The one on the right cannot be taunted, cannot be hit with spells.
Does that include Mocking Blow?
Mocking Blow is not a spell. You can use that.
But does it taunt?
I believe so. I believe you'll get 6 seconds of him attacking you, but in that time you'll have to make sure nobody's doing anything else.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is there a countdown for when they switch, or is it just purely random?
No, there's a boss mods for it.
Okay. Is it like every 20 seconds or something? I'm just trying.
It's a 30-second cooldown, and at 30 seconds they might be doing one of their shadow bolts or summoning a scarab to enrage. And kind of what you got to do is, like, if the melee guy summons one of these big guys to enrage, you kind of just got to kite him as like the melee, and you just kind of kite him across the room, DPSing him as you go. And then once he dies, then you can start fighting the actual boss that teleports to the other side.
Okay. I'm assuming then that like 25% or whatever it is, or 25 seconds, everybody just starts making their way to the change or whatever it is, or like you're saying, killing one of these insane bugs, essentially.
Yep, at about like 5 to 3 seconds left, probably about 5 to give lots of time to run away. If you are like close to the melee boss after the swap is, then the range boss will just start arcane exploding you for like 3,000 damage.
So so basically 5 seconds before the arcane explosion, we say everyone like melee out, like in Rag, and they run to like the center of the room and wait to see if it swaps.
Swap.
Okay. Should we go ahead and pull and see the mechanic in action?
Sure. If you want to get the one on the right, I'll pull the one on the left.
I'll just stand over here on the right hand side and heal you once you see it.
And we'll need to be careful, I guess, with shouts and shit, because that'll aggro the bugs around us.
So, left side is the blizzard and the exploding bugs. The right side is the elite bugs that got to be DPS. So that one scorpion turned into elite. So all melee get on that elite. Another bug elite, so I'll melee get on that guy. The left guy hasn't blown up any bugs yet. Should be a switch now. Or, yep, there we go. There's the switch.
So as a tank, I have to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you got to run away and let the warlock pick up on that side.
If he's just fucking exploding me to death right now.
Yeah, with that frost damage stuff.
So the melee one, you want to make sure you're tanking him facing the wall because he's doing a knockback.
Just resist my taunt.
Yeah, he's immune to spells, dude.
Oh, no, they're too close to each other.
Okay, so his arcane explosion not only knocks him back and does a lot of damage, but the most important part is it knocks you the fuck back, like way back.
Yes. That's why about 6, 5, 4 swap sides. Now they should swap.
Yeah, they just did.
We're doing a lot of damage to him, so you can't really see the mechanics.
Shouldn't they be healing each other right now, though?
They have to be within 60 yards of each other.
I mean, they were fucking touching each other a second ago, shit.
I'm trying to pull him apart and not do anything to him because this guy's about to die.
So there's one fire nova. That's the first fire nova bug I saw.
Oh, interesting. Is this frostbolt just randomly around anywhere? Excuse me.
The blizzard?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blizzard will target one person.
There's
So
another fire nova bug. I saw that. So he takes the big, and they don't like run at anybody. They just kind of stand up, walk around, and explode.
yes, it does hurt because a lot of the times they'll just be exploded on the ranged.
There's another one right there. Yeah. Oh, that's quick too. You don't have a lot of time to react. I'm not even sure if you're standing on top of a scarab if you can get away from it or not.
Man, he has arcane burst or whatever it is too. Decreases your movement speed by a shit ton.
So swap positions now. So you saw there, it was about a 5-10 second delay until they did it. But that's why I say, like, instead of 5 seconds till, probably about 3.
Okay.
I don't think I meant to auto attack him, but I think I did. Not entirely sure.
Okay. You got the thread enchant. Look at that. So we'll have warriors. We'll have a warrior and a warlock against the wall, against each wall. And when they swap, I mean, the warrior just kind of has to take an arcane explosion, right?
No.
After the first swap.
No, the warrior doesn't need to take any arcane explosions.
So if I'm say I'm tanking here, right, and you say swap in 5 seconds. If I run over here, or if I run back here, if I just try and get away from the like where the mob will be, won't that particular emperor just follow me?
Oh, okay. You're saying the mob that's actually tanking. Okay. Yeah. I guess so. So what you would do is you'd kind of have your back to the wall so that instead of being knocked into it, because you can position yourself to be knocked into the wall directly, you'll kind of like slide along it. That's generally what I saw. Is that the better tanks, they'd position it like to to their left corner or to the right corner. So then the arcane explosion explodes them, and they're like, "Ha ha! Now I'm back exactly where I want to be, waiting for the next one."
I could use it to pop me back into this corner here.
Yep. Oh, well, you'd line of sight the healers there, so you'd move
Okay, well, I
up
could use it
afterwards.
to pop me. If I was standing here, it would pop me directly in this direction.
I'm saying just move after you get knocked back so that you can find your healers.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
I'd imagine the healers would be like behind the boss or whatever it is. You'd just have them split, I would assume, right?
Sure,
No, they're going to be where we're walking in from. They're going to be up on the stairs.
Yeah, like right here.
There might be some that are on the rugs down here, but pretty much they're going to be on the stairs.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like your shaman, you're probably going to have your shaman down on the rugs below, because that way their totems can reach.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Shaman stand here.
And also, like, your warlocks and mages are probably going to be in the middle because they're going to want to run back and forth. They can also run back and forth on the stairs, too. It just groups them up a little more.
Okay.
Then the next pieces of trash, they're all going to be pulled in this room. The big fat guys, they're going to kind of be tanked on this corner where green was.
Kidding me? What is this?
Shitloads of more trash, dude.
Worse than all the others before.
And then you
you
kind of pull the ones that need to be killed first to the right side of the columns, and then the ones that killed second to the left side, and the big fat guys go down by the green triangle. You pretty much pull all the trash back to this room.
back into here. Okay.
Yep. You don't go forward. You only pull the trash back. You can either use a hunter with a mount, or just use a hunter to bow pull. But they do need to be able to mark up the Mind Slayers and put the champions to be killed last.
Yo, this is like AQ bosses.
That looks nasty.
What the heck
Shit.
is that?
Dude, this is like AQ20 bosses walking together in trash bags. 50,000 health, 105,000
Basically is.
health.
I was about to pull it just because, like, you know, like, I saw a pack. But, like, it was like 4 packs in one.
Yeah. That's fucking insane. Okay, Bale. So let's get back in this room, guys. Everybody back in the boss chamber. And Bale, I want you to pull. And
Yeah, fuck all that, man.
tell me how I'm
You
supposed to.
tanks, you doing it.
So you're gonna pull the fixate guys like Box and Moon. They're gonna go down into the middle, like kind of in the middle of Twin Imp's room. You're gonna pull like X, the second Mind Slayer. You're gonna pull him over here. The first Mind Slayer's Skull. You'll pull him over to where I put Skull at. And the big fat guy Green. You'll pull him over here. So let's say I said Moon. Let's go. Like I think you want them around here. Ideally.
I just healed you, so I got healing aggro. So
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, so Skull and Box. So the. Oh, wait a second.
I'll let you pull off wherever you need to pull off. I'll just stand here.
Okay, I see. So the Mind Slayer stays up top. The Barrage Slayers get pulled out into the room. The Champions pulled to the bottom of the stairs. And what was X? Another Mind Slayer.
X is a mind control guy too.
Okay, so 2 Mind Control guys at the top of the stairs. This guy, what, he's a knockback? Why am I bringing him way back here?
Because he needs to be killed last. When he dies, he fears people, and also when the other stuff dies, he gets enraged. So, like, watch if I kill other stuff. I think he gets enraged. There's he enraged now.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Now he got enraged. Yeah. So these.
Just a battle child, but he is red.
Yeah, we killed one of the Satura ads, and he got enraged from that.
I guess the champions are the ones you want to kill first. 'Cause they do
No.
shitloads of damage.
You want to
No.
kill those last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, we'll do it again, and you guys can kill the champions first and see what happens.
Okay. Let's do it.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm just
Imagine
healing, so.
We'll probably be putting Soupy on that one. No. I mean, big fat bear.
Well, we can do it, but let's just get Dre to hit, or get hit, I should say. He's the only level 80.
So I think this one has actually 3 mind control guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're saying you want to kill the Mind Slayer first, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I feel. You want to kill the guys that fear and mana burn and do all the Shadow Priest stuff first.
Right.
So you wanted to kill the champion. So see what happens when you kill the champion, Rag.
Alright.
Oh, he's not on the. Yeah. Which one of them is fearing me? It's got intimidating shouted. I guess that was from the champion.
The champion will fear on death.
Well,
and
I don't think anything else did anything, did it?
No, it doesn't look like they got enraged. So the Slayer looks like he enrages stuff. He could also be trank shotted, it seems. So I'm going to kill the Slayer next, and I want to see if he enrages the Mind Slayers.
The mana burn fears me?
Looks like, yes, he did enrage the Mind Slayers, so they're now doing more melee damage.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay, so separate the Slayer.
Well, the champion has to be left up till the end, because he enrages other things, it turns out.
Okay, so 3 tanks. 1 tank takes all the Mind Slayers. 1
No.
tank.
No.
Slayer.
1 tank per mob.
Per mob?
Yeah.
Right.
There are a lot of mobs.
Yep, you need 5 tanks.
You can't, like, Frost Trap or any of these guys, right?
Nope.
And when they mana burn, because I'm feared right now, and it says mana burn, fleeing, and fear.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking amazing. Oh, what a pain in the ass.
It just seemed like the Slayer and the champion needed to be separate, and then you could kill the others, as you will.
Alright, let's try that. See if we can separate. How far do you think they need to be separated? I'll try and...
No,
Here, I'll bring the champion all the way to the side of the room here.
Okay, I got some shit on me by healing. I'm gonna just take it away to some degree over here.
Yeah, so that Drunkledor can try and figure out where he wants his stuff to go.
yeah, I'll take the Slayer.
I'm way over here with the 2 Mind Slayers.
I'm as far away from y'all, I think, as I can get.
So the champion got enraged because Rag did a lot of damage to it. It's like ponying him. Alright, so what are you thinking, Drunkledor?
Well, I'm having trouble just keeping them aggroed to me.
Well, they're far enough away from me, though.
So what were you thinking, how should it be killed? You said kill the Slayer really far away?
I was saying kill everything else besides the 2 main people.
Well, each pack is different.
Each pack is different?
Yep, you have a different number of Mind Slayers and Slayers and champions. I think you only get 1 champion, but you have maybe 3 Slayers and 1 Mind Flayer, or you might have 4 Mind Flayers and 1 champion.
Oh man, I finally got feared.
Well, what's the consensus on killing the regular mobs over here, the Mind Slayer?
I would say kill them first, because they have the mind control, they have the fear. They need to die before anything else. That's what I've been reading in all the guides.
Yeah. So you kill the Mind Slayers, then you kill the fucking dancing fucks, the asshole grasshopper looking locust bitches. Then I think you kill this guy.
Yeah.
So the actual Slayers and the champions seem to be kept separate from the main AoE mobs.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything needs to be a good 25, 30 yards apart, ideally.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. Like, take out and separate the more prominent mobs from fodder.
Well, if you look at where the marks are, I mean, I guess Moon and Box could be a little further out, but other than that, that's pretty much where they'll be tanked.
Well, I'm not a tank, so I don't even know what those even mean.
This means that this is where we'll be, generally speaking. Maybe the mob will be in front of me. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe I'll have
I think, what is it? Bayo, I think you might have looked at the same guide thing that I'm kind of looking at the same time that you're kind of going through it. And it says exactly the same thing. Kill Mind Slayers first, Slayers second, and Champions last.
Oh my god, what is further in here? I thought twin inch were the last fight before Cthulhu. I mean, I know Uru's back here, but...
Yeah, Oro.
What about the Slayers? Like, should you keep them separate just because they enrage?
Yeah, they're like the ads from Sartura, so they're going to lose threat on the tank that's tanking them and just like aggro somebody and try and whirlwind. So you gotta move them away. They're not that dangerous because they can be stunned, but you want all your melee DPS killing Skull and Nex first because they need to be killed extremely fast. Those mind flayers need to die before anything.
And then...
Alright, so that's what I meant. Like, kill the regular ads that you should kill. I mean, it's no different than any other fucking part of World of Warcraft. You kill the weaker shit, and you leave the bigger shit to kill last. If they do something like enrage or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's keep moving forward.
I'm always dropping gigs.
So I think that was 4 ads, so we can probably kill the 5th one like at the end of the hallway. So you'd probably stop about here and try and kill the last pack.
I don't know what just happened.
We moved up some.
I just got like a notification. Okay, so there's 2 packs here.
Yeah, one of them's gonna go up towards Oro's hallway, and this one we can just kind of tank here. So we pull the kill mob over to the right, pull the champion over to the left, and move the Slayers kind of back, pretty much exactly where you went, Boondarin. You're pretty much where the Slayers are gonna be.
Mind Slayers go here.
The one that you're gonna kill, yeah.
Yeah, so the Mind Slayers go there. The champion comes over here. And the Karaji Slayers go back to about where Diamond's at. No, where Box is. Okay, perfect.
And then the rest of the raid can kind of hug this right corner and use this so they have an entire corner to like run away or find somewhere to bandage. They have a lot of extra room to move around.
Okay. I'm just gonna finish killing this. I'm familiar with what to expect out of these now.
There's another pack. So you see this one has a different number. This has 4 Mind Slayers, 1 champion. So you pull 1 Mind Slayer out of the pack, pull the champion out of the pack, and the other Mind Slayers kind of just sit around wherever you start off the pool.
Oh my god, dude, that is an unfriendly pool right there.
Yeah, Mind Slayers can't be taunted, so that's kind of nuts.
God, that's a fucking unfriendly pull right there.
I'm assuming when it comes to DPS, basically what you want to do is tell nobody to attack for a few moments before you tanks actually get some aggro and shit on these things. Would be my guess.
Not too long, but yeah. We're gonna want 3 seconds.
Hey, Jerry.
What?
How's it look?
Oh, you got a green one, bro. Looks good.
Yes, sir, right there.
Oh, got the boys. Fuck me. Gonna kill him now.
Alright.
No.
Hey, you just let us go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting towards the end of my night here. I think I got one more trash pack.
Wow.
Dude, we were here like hours ago. Like, yeah, this is getting a little old.
Well, I'm just going.
Holy fuck, this is going to be our future for the next 6 months or so.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start on the
This is
right.
making it worse.
We're gonna knock these guys out. So how you do them is you pull like the X in the skull back into this little cubby, kind of where I'm hiding. So over here by green, you can kind of pull those back here. You want to kill them first. If their mana bar gets any higher, you want to use drain mana instead of actually using shadow bolts. The other guy, square, he can be kind of tanked over here. So I think the tank can stand like right here, and they just kind of position the big guy so that he's standing over inside of this lip. I believe what happens is you can use this lip as a line of sight, because the big square guy will have different abilities like fear or roots, and you can line of sight him here. I think he also has a mana drain possibly.
Okay. So I want to try and bully him into that spot.
Yep.
Where are healers going to stand if you're pulling the thing, a square dude in here?
Probably around moon.
Yeah. Are they going to be able to see? Like line of sight wise, I mean, for the person
Yeah.
in there?
That's part of the job. They gotta figure out where they can stand to heal the tank while he's tanking it. So there, he kind of just bullied him into the corner. So see if you can figure out where you can line of sight him and where you're getting line of sighted. Like it looks like I have line of sight the entire way here. So he may not be far enough into the corner. Like,
Yeah, but weren't you just mentioning that you can get a knockback, right? To some degree. So why don't he go further into this corner, maybe? I'm just
actually, you're right.
assuming
I'm not sure, but I think he may do a knockback depending on what abilities he has. So this guy looks like he has a fear and a roots. I thought you could only get one of the two.
He's got a pyroblast or a blast wave, a roots, dust cloud. Oh my god, chance to reduced by 85%. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
don't-
a lot going on.
So I just don't know, like, if I'm, as an example, if I'm moving out to heal, whatever it is. I don't want to grab the dudes on the left, but I don't know where they're.
You
their
got
aggro
a
range
decent
is.
way, so we'll see if Rag can aggro them. I'm ready to kill this, unless you guys want to keep him alive.
I was just fucking around with his positioning, seeing how hard it was to bully him.
I mean, I guess I can just wait or whatever it is
Alright,
to see what
so
it is
let's
during
see.
that day,
If
but-
you were a healer, Rag, where would you pull this pack on the left? Like, see if you can casually move in towards them.
Okay, let's see.
There you go. That's where level 80 will pull it from, okay?
So level 6
I
is
see.
probably pulling from where you're standing.
Yeah, it'd probably be 60, probably somewhere like in between, I would assume.
It's probably the mouth of this fucking cave, probably.
Why not the same place?
I think I'd agree it's pretty close, I would say. You'll generally be on the right side of the room, So like we were pretty far nudged left there. So you're, as a healer, I think you got plenty of space to not be line of sighted by that lip, because you definitely have an option to get out of line of sight from your tank.
So this is before all the mountains drop.
Yeah.
All right.
I just was concerned about, just concerned about going to the left or whatever it is to try to get, you as a tank if you get knocked into that corner over there, you know what I mean? And then pulling the stuff on the left. So I guess I'll have to sort of figure it out and play it by ear, I guess.
Well, I
So
guess
there's-
like where I'm standing right here, like you could line of sight and tank right here.
No. I don't
Yeah,
need to change
you
where
can
the
on the
tank
left
goes,
side.
I'm just
So we have another Sarturo pack here. I assume we pulled this one back into the room.
Yep. After you kill this, there's one pack that patrols to the left, so that's going to be square, and there's one pack that patrols to the right, which is triangle. You want to definitely pull them really far. Pretty much don't have the raid move up from the triangle and moon position. They'll just have them pull that back. And then once you kill square, you can go on to Oro. You don't have to kill the last 2 or 3 Cthulhu packs.
That was 3 Slayers and 1 champion, by the way.
No, that was 4 Slayers, 1 champion.
Oh, 4 Slayers, okay.
Yeah, we had a 4 Mind Flayer pack, and then we have a 4 Slayer pack.
And then what? You say we can skip this trash here?
Yeah, you can hug by and get into Oro. You have to hug the wall. If you go any further, you will aggro them.
That guy probably just would aggro them. Oh, there's no one in here. I can just run in this room, right?
Yeah, it's all clear, bro. Just go in. Nothing will
It's
happen.
Ragnaros 2.0. The difference is that the range DPS, you'll get spun in a whirlwind, whoever is the top range DPS. Whoever is the top melee DPS will get cleaved and knocked back in a 180 degree. I think the ranged mechanic is like a 90 degree arc. It's not a 180 degree arc, so it's a little more generous for where you stand. Besides that, if you get more than one submerge phase, you don't have good DPS. He's a full DPS fight. Not full DPS check like Ragnaros is, depending on how many submerges you get. Like, when would you ever kill Ragnaros if you got 2 sun phases? You can't really do it.
so you basically can only last for 1 submerge, if possible.
Cthulhu just called me weak, so can I kill this guy?
I want to see the fight.
Oh,
Alright, so go ahead. Like, pretty much we have the raid. If we're at 6 o'clock, we'll have the raid around here. You have the tank at about 11 o'clock. And then the highest threat will go out at about either 9 or 3 o'clock. So I'll try and mark those spots.
So I'll be here, or someone will be here.
Wait, where did you want the range to be?
If you end up as like you're the mage with a night tick, you can either stand at moon or at square.
Night. What is that?
Ignite.
Oh, ignite.
Yeah, so like you think of it like a clock. The tank is going to be standing at about 11 o'clock. The raid's probably at about 6 o'clock, spread out a little bit so their totems and stuff can reach around and you can heal the people on the sides.
I thought you said something different.
Alright, so if you want to, Rag, you can go ahead and aggro him and face him away from the raid.
Well, that worked out well.
So he will knock you back very often. I think it's like once every 5 seconds or some shit.
Jesus. So I'm assuming you're gonna have 2 tanks up there, so the other one can pick it up when the other gets knocked back or something. Is that the idea?
Looks like it's about every 20 seconds there's a sweep. And in 16 seconds, he's going to... we attacked too fast.
That wasn't me.
Definitely was, but it's late enough for me, so I'll probably call it for the night.